sized town, one that would have a blacksmith.
About 30 miles, that way.
Well, let's get out from under here.
Oh, over there on the sand, George, the other part of the clutch shaft.
Uh-huh. We've got to get the part to a blacksmith.
There's no two ways about it. Somebody's going to have to walk 30 miles.
Somebody who's had a lot of rest. Mr. Colby. Mr. Colby returned 16 hours later. The blacksmith returned him in a wagon. Mr. Colby was sleeping in back of it. The clutch shaft was repaired, and the Thomas Flyer and the three of us were ready to go again, so we went. We arrived in San Francisco 12 days ahead of the other contestants. They gave us a cup, and we left for Seattle. When we arrived there, they gave us a cup. And according to the prearranged route, we loaded the Thomas Flyer on board a steamer and sailed for Valdez, Alaska. It was very cold in Valdez.
My word, it's cold.
Many people in Valdez had never seen an automobile before. And as a token for our achievement, they gave us a cup. They showed us a smaller cup which they were saving for the Frenchmen who were 10 days behind. On April 8th, when the snowdrifts were piled from 3 to 12 feet high, we left Valdez for the Yukon and the Bering Straits, which were frozen over this time of year so we could drive straight to Asia. We were thankful for the foresight of bringing chains along, a new innovation, and thankful, too, for the efficiency of the motor of the Thomas Flyer at 20 degrees below zero. Headway was very slow. 3 days of it, and we only covered 22 miles.
Hundreds.
What did you say, Mr. Colby?
Hundreds. When you've seen one of them, you've...
Yes, we know, Mr. Colby.
It is bleak, isn't it?
George, yes.
If anything went wrong
Don't
here...
think about it. Talk about something else.
The German car was in Omaha when we got to Seattle.
I know.
The Italians
No,
in Salt Lake
really,
City.
I know.
The French, these months.
We know all about that, Monty.
Hopefully the volume is good
You
enough.
say something, Mr. Colby?
I was just going to say that... What was that?
Get out of the car, quick! An avalanche, one! You all right, Monty?
Yup.
Mr. Colby?
Look at the car. It's covered.
Let's start digging, boys. Can't get caught here.
All our equipment's covered. The shovel.
Improvise, Mr. Colby. Use your hands.
Oh?
Hey! Hey! Fellow in snowshoes. Wonder what he wants.
Hey there! Howdy. Howdy.
Hello.
You the fellas driving an automobile around the world?
That's right.
Where's your automobile?
Under the snow. We had a little...
Snowslide, eh? I'm around here all the time. Well, I'm glad I caught you fellas.
Oh, we are, too. We could use the...
They sent me out from Valdez to find you. Got something to tell you.
Tell us?
You fellas are going the wrong way.
Wrong way?
Rules of this race have been changed. You don't go through Alaska. Can't be done anyhow. Bering Straits don't freeze over.
What?
Here and there they turn to mush, but they don't freeze over. Never have.
Then what are we supposed to do?
Go back to Seattle. That's all I know. Automobile in Alaska. That don't make no sense at all. Well, come on, I'll give you a hand. Dig you out. I hope this little side trip didn't lose you boys the race.
Autolite is bringing you Mr. Van Johnson in Around the World. Tonight's presentation in radio's outstanding theater of thrills, Suspense.
This is Harlow Wilcox speaking again for Autolite and the colorful Easter Parade of Stars automobile show in the Grand Ballroom of New York's Waldorf Astoria Hotel. Here are 40 exciting car models produced by manufacturer members of the Autolite family. In the balcony overlooking the ballroom is a 38-piece band of the Women's Army Corps. In rooms surrounding the ballroom are special action displays dramatizing the latest engineering advancements of the automotive industry, as well as special exhibits featuring outstanding accomplishments of our armed forces. Autolite is proud to be a part of the great automotive industry and to have contributed to the development of today's fine cars. Autolite serves the greatest names in the industry. Tonight, in the climax to the second annual Autolite Family Salute Program, Autolite is privileged to salute distinguished members of the Autolite family whose cars are on display at the Easter Parade of Stars Automobile Show, and to salute their dealers throughout the world for our many years of close association.
And now, Autolite brings back to our soundstage Mr. Van Johnson in Elliott Lewis's production of Around the World, a story based on fact and well calculated to keep you in suspense.
This is George Miller again. I'd like for you to hear a few comments from my opponents in the round-the-world automobile race. Senor Anthony Scafolio.
I wish to tell you how much I enjoyed the trip by boat from Seattle to Yokohama. The fact that we come in 12 days behind the Americans to Seattle was due to an oversight by navigator.
Thank you, senor. Now, Lieutenant Hans von Koppen.
This is not possible that we arrived 6 days behind the Americans to Seattle. However, we are happy to be in Yokohama.
Monsieur Bossier de Saint-Chaffré.
What does it matter that the Americans waited a week for us? The wine on the boat to Yokohama was deplorable.
We arrived in Yokohama on May 10, 1908. All the cars were unloaded by sampan since there were no docks. All the contestants rested, saw the sights, and learned to eat with 2 pieces of wood which are called chopsticks. During the short time we were there, the student among us, Mr. Colby of the newspaper syndicate, learned a few Japanese words.
Biru is beer, Obasan is woman, Kawaii is pretty face, Genki des is I am happy.
Our stay in Japan was pleasant. All of us drove to Kobe and were loaded onto a boat, and we sailed for Vladivostok, arriving there May 17. The race to Paris was resumed, except for the Italian car, whose crew liked the ocean voyage so much that they were last seen sailing for the Mediterranean. From Vladivostok to Harbin, a refueling point, we arrived ahead of the Germans, but the French beat us by half an hour.
Hello, Miller. Hello.
Hello, monsieur. Well, you beat us.
The race is yet to be won.
Have you refueled?
A moment ago, I saw your car, so I thought to wait to bid you adieu.
Yeah. Well, adieu.
And to save you some time.
Oh?
There is no more gas to be had at the fueling station.
What do you mean, no more gas?
My American speech is not of the best. I do not know how else to say it. Let me think. How else can I say it? I have it. I have bought all of it. All of the gasoline. In order to cross the bigness of Siberia. So, there is no more gas. Adieu. Hello, Debra.
I must say that was rather unsporting.
Monty, go ask the man if he has any more gas.
Right. You have no idea what I shall do when we finally get to Paris.
What are you going to do, Mr. Colby?
I shall lodge a protest with the Rules Committee.
Forget it.
Anyhow, I don't think I like Siberia very much.
Well, you're going to see a lot of it, Mr. Colby. It's the biggest country...
George!
What about it, Monty?
No gas.
It was Monty in his charming way who got the gas. There was an army outpost in Harbin. The army of His Imperial Majesty, the Tsar of all the Russias. Monty introduced himself and his charm at the officers' club, and in a little while introduced a variation on the game of poker known as Spit in the Ocean. American money against the Tsar's gasoline. Monty won. Proposed maneuvers of the Harbin outpost of the army of His Imperial Majesty, the Tsar of all the Russias, was delayed for some time. We headed into the wilderness of Siberia. How far to the lake, Monty?
I figure Lake Baikal is about 50 miles away.
If we miss the boat,
boat that crosses it will lose 2 days.
We're well aware of that fact, Mr. Colby.
Don't worry about it. We'll be there tomorrow morning for sure.
Unless the French get there first, or the Germans.
Haven't seen the Germans, but we passed the French.
I'd like to remind you that we should not cross our...
What's that up ahead?
Voices. People on them. In such a locale, they're known as Tartars.
Formed a line, George. You better slow down.
Tartars are direct descendants of Genghis Khan. History tells us that Genghis Khan put 2 million people to the sword. The hobby of these people is beheading strangers.
They're armed to the teeth, George.
Let's go out and talk to them. Oh, hi there. You try it, Marty.
Hello?
Mr. Colby, have you ever had occasion to learn Tartar talk? Mr. Colby.
Uh-oh. Here he comes, George. He must be 7 feet tall.
Hello, Chief. We're just riding through. We're on our way to St. Petersburg. You talk to him, Marty.
Oh, what do I say?
Something charming.
Nice country you have here, Chief. George.
You like the horn, Chief? Marty, give him the horn.
Sure.
He'll only be a minute, Chief. Hurry up, Marty.
Yeah. Here you are, Chief.
Oh, now, wait a minute, Chief. That's the wheel. We need the wheel. Blow the horn, Chief. Here. Isn't that nice? Our crossing of the rest of the Siberian wastes was remarkable only in Mr. Colby's remarking that we hadn't seen the French car for a long time. As a matter of fact, we never saw the French again. We lost only a few minutes at Omsk when we had to stop to let the Trans-Siberian Railroad train go by. Just before we were ferried across the Volga River, we passed Lieutenant Koppen and the crew of the Protos automobile. We were now in the lead. We arrived in St. Petersburg on Thursday, July 23. We were the first to arrive, and there were festivities in our honor.
What a reception.
My word.
In the name of His Imperial Highness, Tsar of all the Russias, I welcome you to St. Petersburg.
We're very glad to...
And in full recognition of your remarkable achievements as the first to cross the motherland by automobile, I have been commanded by His Imperial Majesty, Tsar of all the Russias, to present a token of our admiration. Boris, the cup. Here, take.
In the name of the Thomas Flyer Corporation of Detroit, Michigan, I am proud and happy to accept the cup. Mr. Colby.
Yes, Mr. Miller.
Put this cup with the cups.
And now a toast. Boris, the glasses. Here, gentlemen. Take. Boris, the vodka. To His Imperial Majesty, the Tsar of all the Russias.
To Teddy Roosevelt, President of the United States of America.
George, over there, the Protos.
Lieutenant von Kappen. The Germans.
Thank His Imperial Majesty for us. We've got to go.
First, a toast. Boris. To Her Imperial Majesty, Tsarina of all the Russias.
To the Rough Riders.
We're in a race here, you know. We've got to...
Boris. To St. Petersburg, a jewel in the crown of His Imperial Majesty, the Tsar of all the Russias.
We've really got to go.
Drink.
To Detroit, Michigan.
Now let there be music and the festival and dancing. Boris.
16 hours. 16 precious hours. We couldn't get away. We tried to, but we couldn't. Finally, at 6 o'clock in the morning, we left St. Petersburg. From there to Berlin, where we were told that the Protos car was a half a day ahead of us. That was on July 24. We refueled and went on. The roads were better, and we made good time. Hanover, Dusseldorf, Cologne, across Luxembourg, and into France. Very good time, but still trailing the Germans in the Protos car. Then into Rheims, still behind the Germans. And the next day, on the morning of July 30, we were outside of Paris. Just outside of Paris.
George, look, the Protos.
Yeah. Hurry. What do you think I'm trying to do, Mr. Colby?
That's the boy, George. We're gaining.
Mr. Colby, throw everything out of the car.
I was about to suggest that.
Oh, do it.
Yeah. We're gaining, George. We're gaining.
The pup too, Mr. Miller?
The happened? What kept you? Where have you been?
You have not come yet. You have not.
I can't hear you, Van Kappen. There's the finish line, George.
All those people. My word.
We did it, George. We did it. We really did it, didn't we, gentlemen? We really did. We won. We came in first. We drove from New York to Paris, almost 14,000 miles in the Thomas Flyer automobile. Our total running time was 88 days. We arrived we averaged 152 miles a day over all kinds of country in every sort of climate. We climbed mountains, forded streams, drove through mud, and traversed sandy deserts. We won the New York Times $50,000 first prize, and we had our pictures in every paper in the world. But mostly it was a tribute to our automobile. We proved something. An American stock car circled the globe. And we're not anybody special. Anybody can do it.
Suspense. Presented by Autolite. Tonight's star, Mr. Van Johnson.
This is Harlow Wilcox speaking for Autolite and the worldwide Autolite family. Tonight, as the crowning achievement of the second annual Autolite Family Salute Program, we have brought you a special broadcast direct from the Easter Parade of Stars Automobile Show at the Waldorf Astoria Hotel in New York City. Tomorrow night, the Autolite family will join in a reception and supper party honoring all women's branches of our armed services. Also, Irene Dunn, Rosalind Russell, Van Johnson, and Robert Merrill. It's for the benefit of our armed services emergency relief funds. The Easter Parade of Stars Automobile Show, with its many new car models produced by manufacturer members of the Autolite family, will be open all day Wednesday and Thursday. Admission is free.
Next week, the story about a man who dreamed of someday having all the money he would ever need, and one day found a way to make his dream come true. It's called The Great Train Robbery. Our star, Mr. Fred McMurray. That's next week on Suspense. Music composed by Lucian Moravec and conducted by Lud Gluskin. Around the World was written for Suspense by Morton Fine and David Friedkin and was based on fact. Featured in the cast were Alan Hewitt, Ted
Just
Osborne,
tell me if the
Larry
sound is
Haynes,
okay.
Steve Roberts,
If I
Danny
sound
Rocco,
alright,
and
if I sound
Cameron
okay,
Andrews.
just let me know.
And remember,
And then you
next
can
week,
head on out
Mr.
and
Fred
get some
McMurray
rest.
in The Great Train Robbery.
Thank you for coming in, man. I appreciate you. You're a goddamn amazing person. You goddamn amazing, incredible person.
This is the CBS Radio Network.
Yeah, I do like the message, though. The message is sweet. Hopefully it sounds okay. I think it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
98,000 dealers bring you Mr. Fred McMurray in tonight's presentation of Suspense.
Tonight, Autolite presents the story about a man who dreamed of someday having all the money he would ever need, and one day found a way to make his dream come true. The Great Train Robbery. Our star, Mr. Fred McMurray.
Well, Harlow, the team is all set for the season.
All
always have, that great Autolite electrical system in your car is designed as a team and works as a team. That's because every unit, like the coil, distributor, spark plugs, battery, generator, and starting motor, are all related by Autolite engineering design and manufacturing skill to give you the smoothest performance money can buy.
Harlow, I mean our ball team.
And the electrical system really has to be on the ball. It goes into action the instant you press the starter, and it continues every second the engine runs. And it works every time you blow the horn or turn on lights, radio heater, or electric windshield wiper.
Harlow, I know it's important.
It sure is, Hap, and that's why it pays to treat the electrical system of your car to a periodic checkup. See your car dealer or your authorized Autolite service station. You can quickly locate your nearest authorized Autolite service station in the classified section of your phone book under Automobile Electrical Service. Or call Western Union by number and ask for Operator 25. And remember, from bumper to tail light, you're always right with Autolite.
And now, Autolite presents transcribed The Great Train Robbery, starring Mr. Fred McMurray, hoping once again to keep you in suspense.
My name is Walter Beaumont. I'm 42 years old. I have no prominent marks or features that would distinguish me from any other plain, ordinary citizen. I live with my wife, Bess, in Oakland. If you saw me walking down the street, you wouldn't give me a second glance. The details of my appearance are very important. You see, they're what convinced me that I could execute a great train robbery. Bess and I have been married for 16 long and uneventful years. The year before we were married, I went to work for a toy manufacturing firm. I've been down there ever since and am now making $62 a week. 16 years ago, I had a lot of dreams and some ambition. But the necessities and responsibilities of our everyday living have cost me most of those dreams and what little ambition I had.
Walter, did you remember to pay the rent?
Yes, Bess.
Installment on the washing machine?
Uh-huh.
What about the payment on the car and the box spring and mattress?
Those two, Bess.
Oh, wished we had a little money left over. At least enough to buy you a new white shirt. I've already turned the collars on the only 3 you own. Well, maybe we can get you one next month, if we're lucky.
If we're lucky. For 16 years, it's been the same thing, over and over again. A new white shirt if we're lucky. A new pair of hose if we're lucky. The same thing, it never changes. Each night at 5:30, I drive up and park in front of a tarnished white stucco house where we've lived for the last 8 years, and I know that nothing has changed. But tonight when I got home, there was a change. A happy change. Some relief. A new face. The face of a visiting long-lost relative. Cousin Eugene.
Yes, sirree, Cousin Bess, that's just about the best meal I've had in a long, long time.
Well, I'm glad you like it, Eugene.
One of these days we'll have you over for a real feast, Eugene.
As soon as Walter's ship comes in.
Oh, I'm a plain man. The simple things in life are good enough for me.
Not for Walter. He's got ideas high and mighty.
No, not anymore.
He's got a dream world all his own.
Well, Cousin Bess, we all do a little dreaming now and then. Cigar, Cousin Walter?
Oh, yes, thanks. Thanks, Eugene.
Here's a light.
That tastes good.
Yeah. There's nothing like a cigar after dinner, say I. It's the finishing touch.
Do you have any definite plans for the future, Eugene?
Well, Walter, I think I'm just about ready to settle down.
Well, that's good to hear.
I'd like to buy me a farm somewheres and maybe raise some chickens. Always did like chickens.
You know, I think I would have done something like that one day if...
Go ahead, Walter. Say it. If you'd ever had the money.
Well, that's my problem, folks. Money. You gotta have money to buy a farm, and right now I don't have any.
Well, that's a shame.
Hey, speaking of money, you ever been up to Reno, Walter?
No, I've never been there.
We don't get to go to too many places, Eugene. Seems like we always have something else more important to do with Walter's vacation money.
Well, you've never seen so much money in all your life as there is in Reno.
I'll bet it's an exciting town, all right?
Oh, it is. Just about one of the most exciting towns I've ever been in. Yes, sirree. Lots of excitement. Lots of money.
Hey, my roommate,
I guess
how you
odd type
doing,
of
Go?
people who'd
I'm
never get up
good.
to a
I'm
city like
here.
Reno.
Oh, I wouldn't say that.
I'm
Cousin Walter.
alive.
They get all
I'm
types
well.
of people up in a city like Reno, all types.
Been
See,
chilling
people
out,
figure
been
there's money
just
to be had there,
being
and
me.
money attracts all
You know,
kinds
it's
of people.
not that hard to be me.
I often
Hope it
wondered
sounds
what Walter
okay.
do if he had a lot of money.
He'd be an interesting man to watch.
You can hear me,
Him and
correct?
all his dreams.
Hopefully you can.
Yeah, they have all types up there. Rich man, poor
Hopefully
man,
I'm not.
bigger man.
If I'm muted, please tell me. Let me know.
What did you say, Eugene?
I said rich
As
man,
God
poor
is my
man, bigger
witness,
man.
let me
Thief.
fucking know.
Yes, that's what I thought you said.
Just
And
let
then
me know.
Cousin Eugene gave me one of those long, lingering, meaningful looks. Then he leaned back in his chair, smiled, inhaled deeply on his cigar, blew the smoke out in a thin stream and watched it as it fanned up toward the ceiling. Eugene had made some kind of a decision, and it concerned me. It concerned me very much. The following morning, about 11:30, Eugene called me at the office. He told me he wanted to see me on my lunch hour. He said he had something very important that he wanted to talk over with me, and could I meet him? I met him at 5 minutes after 12 in front of the ferry terminal. It's not too long a ferry boat ride over to Richmond, and I figured I could be back to work on time.
Just let me know if you can hear me. I just want to know.
Oh, sure.
You gotta let me know.
Best fix your lunch every day?
Oh, yeah. Every day, as far back as I can remember. You'd be surprised how much money it saves.
Now I can. Oh, good. Sweet.
What would you do if I gave you one half of, say,
Barely. Oh, no.
Excuse me,
The mic is too low again.
$25,000.
Sweet. Awesome.
What are you talking about, Eugene?
Well,
Sweet.
you're a dreamer.
I don't know how to fix it in
There's only
stream.
one way to make our dreams come true. We have to buy them, Cousin Walter, with money. That's why I picked you.
Picked me?
Last night at the dinner table, I said there was a lot of money in Reno, Nevada.
How about now?
Some of this money stays in Reno, and some of it goes elsewhere.
Fix your face? How about now? Does this sound okay?
Well, some of it goes to banks, like banks here in Oakland and San Francisco.
Is it too loud?
Now, how does it get to these
You gotta let me know.
Well, some of it they drive, some of it they fly, and some of it they load on the mail car of a train. You follow me?
Go ahead, Eugene. Go ahead.
The train they loaded on
Yeet.
leaves the city of Reno every Thursday morning at 11.
Okay. If I sound good in your opinion, I'll take your word for it.
Follow me now?
Yes.
After the train leaves Reno, it passes through a place called Soda Springs at 10 minutes to 1. Then there follows a stretch of about 20 minutes before it passes a place called Dutch Flat.
Oh my goodness. So I hope your day has been going well.
If one gentleman was to get on the train in Reno and another gentleman was to drive a car to a deserted junction in between Soda Springs and Dutch Flat,
The train could be stopped, the money taken off, and the gentlemen well on their way before the authorities could be
Yeah, look
warned.
at that. That's coming along so well. It's about to be done with these lines.
Yes, Eugene, I've just suggested that we rob a train.
I hope your roommate's doing well. I hope you're doing well. You take my word so well, careful. Maybe I'm a pixie leading you off a cliff. You know, if you were, that'd be fine. Fair enough. That's good.
I had a hard time trying to concentrate on a new shipment of toy atomic tanks we'd gotten in. Right after
Just
lunch,
let me know when you have free time. Or just when I stream earlier, we can do more fun stuff. Like the role play stuff and all that.
Eugene, I was thinking, how can just the
It'd
two
be
of us...
fun.
it's very simple. I've worked for weeks on this plan. You must have complete faith in me.
Oh, I do, Eugene, I do. But what about Bess? How will I explain it to her?
Oh, now you just leave that to me.
Yes, but eventually I'm going to...
Eventually, you can tell her. And, Cousin Walter...
Because I need to figure out a fun little A fun little game for people like that. Something interesting.
So it begins. It's the kind of a thrill that comes once in a lifetime.
About to go to bed. Okay. At some point. No, I was wondering if we could figure out, you know how they have their stream games and whatnot? I was wondering if there was any way we could do it. If we could do something like that. But I don't know with mobile. That's the biggest thing, is that mobile's the worst. Mobile's the worst.
Now, the baggage car is in between the regular car and the mail car. There are 2 guards.
Yeah, rando encounter. Yeah, maybe. Ooh, that wouldn't be a bad one.
Our problem is solved. But timing is the most important thing, Cousin Walter.
Absolutely. I realize that, Eugene. It must be timed to the split second.
As you see, it takes 10 minutes to get to the junction where the man in the automobile should be waiting.
10 minutes, right.
The emergency cord should be pulled about 30 seconds before the junction is reached. No sense to upset the passenger. Now, what about your job, Cousin Walter? Will they let you take a week off?
Yeah, random and goblin dredge. Hobgoblin 8-ball. Yeah, something like that.
Now, don't you worry about her.
Or like...
You just leave it to me.
Or, something like, what's that? Weak ink, medium. Oh, okay. Weak encounter, strong encounter. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Find the money to pay for the trip somewhere, she said.
Yeah, something like that.
Eugene suggested he'd finance the trip. That was the clincher.
Alright. You go AFK. I will see you later, man. Just wanted to bring that up. I thought it was a cool idea.
With the $178 I drew out of our savings account at the bank. We needed money for our hotel room in Reno, the train ticket we had to buy, and for the gun we needed. The rest of the week went fast. And then it was Friday night, and we were ready to leave. Eugene was waiting out in my car while I was finishing packing.
Oh, Walter.
Now, look, Bess, it's only for a week.
I know, but... Well, here, Walter. Here are your other 2 shirts. You want to look nice and neat. Here, put them in the suitcase.
Fine. There. Well, I guess I'm all set. You better hurry.
Walter, you will take care of yourself.
Oh, of course I will, Bess. Now, don't you worry. I'll be all right. Well, all set, Eugene.
Oh, good.
Oh, Eugene.
Yes, Cousin Bess?
You take care of my Walter. Where'd you say you were staying?
The Hillary Lodge. It's near the lake.
Oh, Walter.
Now, look, Bess. If I don't write, please don't get worried. Promise me?
Yes, I promise.
Well, goodbye, dear.
Goodbye, Walter. Jean, take care, and have a good time.
Bye.
Well, we're on our way, Eugene.
Yep.
You know, the next time I drive down this street, I'll be a rich man.
Yep.
People like Bess are wrong, Eugene.
Wrong?
Yeah. Who says dreams don't come true?
Autolite is bringing you Mr. Fred McMurray in The Great Train Robbery. Tonight's presentation in radio's outstanding theater of thrills, Suspense.
Say, Hap, talking about the first 2-unit 6-volt automotive electrical system used as original equipment.
Talking about what?
Why, about the forerunner of today's modern and precision-made automotive electrical system.
Oh.
Why, everyone knows Autolite engineers developed it 42 years ago.
Well, let's talk about baseball, Harlow. The season's underway.
Just like players on a winning ball team, every unit of the Autolite electrical system has to work with every other unit of the system to give you the smooth, economical performance you just normally expect from a car. That goes for the coil, distributor, starting motor, generator, battery, spark plugs, voltage regulator, and their thousands of component parts.
You're talking about teamwork, eh, Harlow?
I sure am, Hap, because every unit of the Autolite electrical system is related by Autolite engineering design and manufacturing skill to give you the smoothest performance money can buy. So when your Autolite-equipped car needs replacements, insist on the best. Autolite original service parts. And remember, from bumper to tail light, you're always right with Autolite.
And now, Autolite brings back to our Hollywood soundstage Mr. Fred McMurray in Elliot Lewis's production of The Great Train Robbery. A tale well calculated to keep you in suspense.
Cousin Eugene and I arrived in Reno, Nevada late Friday night. When we got to Reno, we registered in one of the nicer hotels and stayed there for most of the following 3 days, just going out for our meals. On Monday, we left Reno for a short while and drove to the junction about 13 miles from Soda Springs. Eugene pointed out all the landmarks. This was where the train was to be stopped by pulling the emergency cord. Then on Tuesday, we went down to the train station and bought a ticket for the train leaving Thursday morning. On the way back to our hotel, we stopped in at one of the gambling casinos on the main street, and Eugene started putting nickels in a slot machine. Hey, Eugene, I surely hope you don't throw away your share of the money on things like this.
No need to worry about that, Cousin Walter. I'm for chickens. Well, day after tomorrow is the day.
Yeah, day after tomorrow.
How do you feel, Cousin Walter?
Well, excited. I don't know how to thank you, Eugene.
Oh, now there's no need for that.
And you're to be commended, too. Your plan is foolproof. Of course, I've never handled a gun before, but don't worry about that.
Did you say gun, Cousin Walter?
Well, yes.
Oh, I'm afraid you won't be handling the gun. I will.
Well, you'll be driving the car. You won't have need for a gun, Eugene.
But the positions are just reversed. I'll be on the train, and you'll be in the car.
Me in the car?
Oh, I'm sorry, Cousin Walter.
Wait a minute. Eugene, you've missed the most important part of our plan.
Huh?
This could very well cause it to fail.
Well, what are you talking about?
Identification. Our descriptions. Eugene, look at me.
What?
Look at me. All right, now describe me.
Well,
Go ahead, describe me. Look at me and describe me.
Well,
Go ahead.
well, you've got sandy hair.
That's right. And so have 2 million other men. Go ahead.
And,
And?
well, you're just sort of plain looking.
Exactly, Eugene. Exactly. Plain looking. Now, don't you see? When the guards on the train try to describe me to the authorities, they'll have a very difficult time. I certainly have no prominent marks or features to single me out from any other plain, sandy-haired man of 42 years, have I?
You know, Cousin Walter, I believe you brought up a very important point.
Thank you, Eugene. So, I'll handle the gun and you'll drive the car.
Well, you don't think for 1 minute
That you're a coward? No, of course not. Wait a minute, Eugene. Let me pull the lever this time.
All right. What do you know about that?
You see, Cousin Eugene? We hit the jackpot. Our luck's already begun. We had dinner before we went back to the hotel. When we got back, Cousin Eugene drew out a diagram and we went over the plans again. All I was to take from the mail car was one money bag. Eugene figured that each bag ought to contain about $25,000. And with one half of that, he figured he could start a pretty good-sized chicken farm. It was close to 9 o'clock when Eugene shook me awake. This was the day. My heart was already starting to beat faster. I took a shower and shaved and got dressed. I put on my last clean white shirt. At breakfast, we went over our plan for the final time. Then we checked out of our hotel, put the bags in the car, and drove down to the station.
Don't forget to put the money in your suitcase, Cousin Walter.
Yes.
Are you nervous?
Yeah, a little.
Don't fire the gun, whatever you do. We don't want anyone to get hurt.
Yes, I understand.
Good. Now, remember, you've only got 10 minutes to get back to the mail car and get the money. 10 minutes. That isn't very long. Be sure and keep your eye on your watch.
I will. Keep my eye on my watch.
Well, it's time.
Yes, it's time.
Yes.
I'd better get on.
Good luck, Cousin Walter.
Thank you, Eugene. Thank you. This was it. I found my seat and sat down. I was lucky. The seat was in the first car after the baggage car. I wouldn't have far to go. I could feel the perspiration running down my back. I was ruining my last clean white shirt. The 50 minutes before we got to Soda Springs seemed like 50 hours. Then we reached Soda Springs and the train slowed down. There were no passengers at the station, so the train didn't stop. It just slowed down. And then we were on our way again. My 10 minutes had begun. I made my way up to the baggage car, carrying the suitcase. The baggage man was reading a newspaper.
Yes, sir. What can I do for you?
I'd like to check this suitcase.
Ah, forgot to at the station, huh? All right, hand it over here. I'll give you a baggage check.
Thank you.
Feels empty. You sure you wanted it?
I'd appreciate it if you'd put your hands up.
What is this?
In simple language, a train robbery. Now, let's just start walking that way.
That's the mail car, mister.
I know.
Hey, now look.
Now, just do as I tell you and no one will get hurt. Walk in front of me. Now, knock and yell for the guards to open the door to the mail car.
They won't open it for me.
Oh, yes, I think they will. Now, knock.
Okay, mister. It's your funeral. Hey, Red, open up. It's Harold.
What do you want, Harold? There's nothing... Pardon me, but would you put up your hands?
What are you talking about?
You'll force me to shoot this man. I wouldn't want to do that.
What is this?
A train robbery. Now, I'd appreciate it very much if you gentlemen would back up against that wall. That's it. Thank you. Now, I'll just remove these guns from your holsters. I dislike bloodshed. And I'm afraid you gentlemen might be tempted. There we are. Now, let's see. Oh, yes. Here they are.
You're making a big mistake, mister.
You sound just like my wife. Now, let's see. Cousin said take just one bag. Now, there's so many, I think I'll take two. One apiece. I might as well. 1, 2.
How do you expect to get off the train, mister?
The emergency cord will take care of that. Now, I have one more favor to ask of you, sir. Kindly open this side door of the car.
He's gonna jump. He's crazy.
No, not just yet. We have about 30 seconds to go. Now, the door, please. Open it. 15 seconds. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now! All right, now remain standing in that corner, both of you. Numbers from this distance.
Doesn't matter, I've got them covered up. Well, how'd it go?
Perfect, Eugene, perfect. I will admit I had a few bad moments, I guess, but otherwise it was perfect. Look under these dirty shirts.
What? Well, you took 2 bags, but I told you only to take 1.
Yeah, I know, but I figured it'd be easier dividing it with 2 bags. We didn't even bother to stop for any sort of refreshments. We drove straight through to Sacramento. When we got there, Eugene thought we ought to separate, and we did. I hated to see Eugene go. I'd grown very fond of him in the short time we'd been in business together. But it was a separation that you might call a necessity. When I got back to Oakland, it was almost 4:30. A good time, I thought to myself. I'll have the whole weekend to rest up before I have to go back to work. The house looked the same as I drove up. Maybe now I'll have it painted, I thought to myself. There was a car parked in front of the house. It was probably another salesman. I took the suitcase with my share of the money in it from the back seat and walked up to the front door. I had a wonderful feeling inside.
Why, Walter! Walter, dear!
Hello, Bess.
Oh, Walter, where have you been?
Where have I been? Why, Bess, you know very well
You
where
look a mess, Walter, but I'm so glad to see you, dear.
Bess, what's wrong?
Oh, here, dear. Come on into the living room and sit down.
What, Bess, I don't understand why you're acting so hysterical. Really, I don't.
Here, Walter, put down your suitcase.
Well, Bess, who are these?
Oh, these gentlemen are from the police station, Walter.
The police station? Oh. Look, Bess, I think I'll go upstairs and get cleaned up a bit.
Oh, there's plenty of time for that later.
Well, Bess,
Now, you just tell me where you've been.
Yes, your wife has been worried about you.
Oh, well, look, Bess, I couldn't...
Yesterday I read in the paper where 2 men had been drowned at Lake Tahoe. They didn't know who they were. When I tried calling the Hillary Lodge, they told me you and Eugene weren't even registered there.
Oh, I see.
And I just got worried sick. So I called the police station. Oh, Walter, put down that suitcase and tell us what happened.
Well, later, Bess, later.
Oh, look at you, Walter. Your clothes all wrinkled, dirty shirt. Oh, you look a mess.
Well, Bess, I'm sorry you're worried about me like you did.
Well, I'm glad you're home. You won't be getting out of my sight again for a long time, I tell you that.
Mrs. Beaumont, we're very happy that your husband arrived home safely.
Oh, yes, I am too, officer. But look at the condition he's arrived in. I'll bet he doesn't even have a clean shirt for work Monday morning. Here, Walter, give me that suitcase.
No, wait, Bess.
No. I'll just get your dirty shirts out of this suitcase and get them in the washer.
Well, I guess you won't be needing us anymore, Mrs. Beaumont.
Bess, please. Please, Bess, don't open the suitcase. Bess, please.
Suspense. Presented by Autolite. Tonight's star, Mr. Fred McMurray.
This is Harlow Wilcox speaking for Autolite, world's largest independent manufacturer of automotive electrical equipment. Autolite is proud to serve the greatest names in the industry. They are members of the Autolite family, as well as are the 98,000 Autolite distributors and dealers in the United States and thousands more in Canada and throughout the world. Our family also includes the nearly 30,000 men and women in 28 great Autolite plants from coast to coast, and Autolite plants in many foreign countries,
I
as
have
well as
been
the 18,000 people who have invested a portion of their savings in Autolite.
It's Raven. How you been?
Research and precision built to the highest standards.
Having too good of a day?
So remember, from bumper to tail light, you're always right with Autolite.
Hopefully my mic can pick up.
Next week, the story about a man who committed a murder and got away with it for quite a while. The story is called...
You can hear me, right?
Defender. Our star, Mr. Robert Ryan. That's next week on...
Make sure you can hear me.
Suspense is produced
Yep,
by tonight by Norman MacDonald. Music was composed by Lucian Morwick and conducted by Lud Luskin. Portions of the program were transcribed. The Great Train Robbery was written for Suspense by Richard George Petticini. In tonight's story, Joseph Kearns was heard as Eugene. Featured in the cast were Paula Winslow, Jerry Hausner, and Hy Averback.
Fred McMurray may soon be seen in the Republic picture Fair Wind to Java.
And remember next week, Mr. Robert Ryan in Public Defender.
You can buy Autolite electrical parts, Autolite stay-full batteries, and Autolite resistor or standard type spark plugs at your neighborhood Autolite dealers. Switch to Autolite. Good night.
We thank the readers of Radio and TV Mirror magazine.
How am I doing? Well, I'm doing A-okay. I know you're incredible and amazing.
Now on the newsstand. This is the CBS
I've been doing great.
Radio Network.
I hope you can hear me. I hope it's not literally silence.
Autolite and its 98,000 dealers bring you Mr.
Like, hopefully you can hear me. That's all I can say is, like, hopefully my mic's working. I hope it's going.
Frank Lovejoy in tonight's presentation of Suspense.
Tonight, Autolite presents the story about a man who committed a murder and got away with it for quite a while. Public Defender.
I have to ask.
Frank Lovejoy.
If it's not working, then I'm just like, fuck me. I don't know what's happening.
April like an Autolite Stayful battery.
Oh, that's easy, Harlow. They're both famous.
Right, Hap. The Autolite Stayful has 3 times
Or
the
just
liquid reserve
come in,
of
say
ordinary
hey,
gas.
and then
And
head
that's
on
why it
out.
needs water only 3 times a year in normal car use.
It's
But
okay.
that isn't all the Autolite Stay Full is famous for.
No, sir. It's famous for longer life, too. Fiberglass retaining mats surround every positive plate to reduce shedding and flaking and give the Autolite Stayful battery longer life, as proved by tests conducted according to accepted life cycle standards.
So April's the month, eh, Harlow?
Right, the month to visit your Autolite battery dealer, the expert on all makes of batteries. To quickly locate him, phone Western Union by number and ask for operator 25.
I'll gladly tell you the name of your nearest Autolite battery dealer, where you can get an Autolite Stayful, the battery that needs water only 3 times a year in normal car use.
And remember, from bumper to tail light, you're always right with Autolite.
And now, Autolite presents Public Defender, starring Mr. Frank Lovejoy, hoping once again to keep you in suspense.
The newspapers say it was a matter of conscience. Well, they're wrong. Dead wrong. It wasn't conscience or anything like that. It was just the way he looked and talked. Conscience? I don't have one. I don't think you do either. It was a swell morning, and they were having a swell parade. The whole town was out watching it. I was there, too. I didn't want to miss anything. I was standing on the north side of 6th Street off of Curtis, right by the alley. I'd already spotted this lady in the fur coat. She was about 5 feet from me, sort of standing on her toes, trying to look over everybody's head.
But I've been doing good so far. Just been chilling out. Work has been going well.
Easy now.
Just a minute, that's my purse.
You weren't supposed to notice, lady, but now that you have, this is a knife. Now, don't make a move. Don't.
Oh no, a knife.
Shove it right in your back. I said not to move. I put one arm around her and held her up until the drum and bugle corps passed. No one noticed when I let her slip to the ground. Then I just turned around and walked away.
Just quiet as a mouse right now, these days.
The papers called it the Armistice Day killing. It said her name was Tyler and that her husband did something for the county. Their pictures were all over the front page. That night I caught myself a bus to St. Louis and stayed there about a month. It's a pretty good town. I got back here in time for Christmas and no one bothered me up until a few days ago. Who is it?
It's Mrs. Weaver.
You know what? I could always just go over here and just look up
There's
my
2
own
men
damn
downstairs who
name.
want to talk to you. They're from the police department.
Policeman?
Yes, policemen. I told them you were sleeping, and could they come back later, or could you call me? They said they wanted to talk to you right now.
Hello?
In any trouble?
I don't know. I hope not. Tell him I'll be right down, Mrs. Weaver.
Well, all right, Mr. Penn.
Okay.
They must have made a mistake or something.
Oh, yeah, sure.
I just wanted to make sure that I was actually there. Oh my god! Ow! My god!
Are you Philip James Penn?
My god!
I'm Sergeant.
Wonderful people here.
I just looking around.
Yeah, Twitter! I mean, if you want the curse to appear, The curse will appear.
What's this all
Just,
about?
you know.
What do you want to see me for?
Oh, just checking a few things, Ben. Sorry to get you.
You know, we want you to enjoy yourself here, but don't.
Usually
But
sleep on Sundays if I can, but I had some extra work to do.
yeah, the MILF hunter. You know, just remember that not too much now. We don't want to scare people off. We just want we don't mind a little bit of joking. We just, you know,
I'd save a little money. I worked.
we don't mind a little bit. Yeah, we're all chill here. We're all cool here.
How old are you? 31.
And Omega Al, how you
Been
been?
in trouble? No, sir. Ever been arrested? No, sir. How about back in Milwaukee? I've never been in any kind
I'm gonna be here watching anime and you're drawing. Oh, thanks, man. Really, I do appreciate it. It does help me out.
That name sounds familiar in a way.
And Omega Al, I hope everything's been going well for you and your art.
Says you worked for him once at his place over on 17th and Glenarm. Calaman, huh? I worked for him? 17th? When was this? Can't you remember who you worked for? Well, I told you I haven't worked regular for a long time. I've had lots of jobs here and there around town.
You had this one around last Christmas, Ben. The 18th of December through the 5th of January.
Oh, yes, the Ace Haberdasher. Oh, sure. I clerked there.
Yeah.
You can't expect me
So
to
I've got a
remember
Twitter.
just like that when it's so far
Let
back.
me see.
Sure, I remember Mr. Calaman now. What about it? Mr. Calaman's store was burglarized last night, Ben. Somebody
Fuck
got away
you.
with $400 or so. Well, I'll be darned. Mr. Calaman closed his store at 6
No.
o'clock last night. About 10 o'clock, he was out riding with his wife, and he says he saw you standing in front of the place. That Mrs. Calaman saw you, too.
I don't have a command. Weird.
Big, tall fella, fairly easy to pick out. Calaman recognized you.
Oh, I think they made a mistake, Sergeant.
Were you around that store at any time last night?
No, sir, I sure wasn't. Not anywhere.
Oh, that's okay.
I was right here in this room.
Oh, it needed a hand. Oh, I see how it is.
Mr. Calaman said that you had a key to the store when you worked for him.
Miss Raven, could you help me out?
Calaman when he let me go.
Oh, sir.
I gave him back his
No, it's probably more like, ma'am, I just need some help. Could you? It's like, oh, yeah, sure.
Do I have to go? Yeah. Well, I had a lot of things I wanted to do today. I've got some studying I want to finish.
Yep.
Don't you believe
Nope.
me? Let's go. Phil.
Nope. She's an old lady. She doesn't know it. But I adopted her as my second grandmother. Well, you know, she needs to know. You should tell her. Let her know. Let her enjoy herself. She'd probably love to hear that. Being like, oh, another young one wants to be a part of the fold. Oh, let me get out the men's blood and start dancing in the moonlight with entrails like that one fucking movie with the dance hall and whatnot. I forget. It's a fucking horror movie and it's fucking nightmarish.
Everybody remembered I'd been wearing that coat the night before. A little while later, a man named Hale, who said he was from the district attorney's office, got me alone in a room and had me go over the whole thing.
But
I thought he was pretty well convinced for a while.
You know, you're in a pretty tough spot here.
yeah.
Oh, I know that.
Illegal entry, burglary. You could
Oh, also talking about wings.
I don't want no 7 years, sir. I haven't.
Yeah, the symbol for my sun and moon goddess.
Calaman kept his money hidden in one of the boxes on a shelf downstairs in the store. Somebody who
Here's some of the symbols I have for some of my gods.
Somebody else who's worked there.
That's just a small place. He only
I need to finish this one real specifically. I feel like it needs to be done. Worked on this one, got this one done, got this one.
You want to make a statement?
No, sir, I didn't take it.
Yeah.
And that's all.
Just making all my symbols, and also for the 23, gotta make the arcana for both the Fae and the devils.
Told their little story.
Philip James Penn, you have heard the charge. charges of which you stand accused. It's my duty to inform you that it has been determined that
Yeah, I gotta make that. It's not a priority, it's just something that's nice to fit in my world for my comic. It's just nice to have.
Are you represented?
No, Your Honor, I don't have a lawyer.
Do you have any means whereby you can procure counsel?
I'm broke, Your Honor. Nobody to help me out. I don't have any money.
Clerk, see that Office of the Public Defender is notified. I hereby commit the accused to the custody of the sheriff of this county pending the action of the grand jury.
But I hope you're feeling a little bit better. I know you haven't been feeling great. I'm here for you. You know that we're here for you. We all love you.
7 years for a burglary I hadn't committed.
I don't know about Kaz, but I love you.
When I saw him coming toward my cell with a turnkey, there was something familiar about his face. And yet I didn't know him.
That's today, huh?
Sure is, Jim.
Yeah, look at that.
County jail's no place to be on a hot day.
Any
Huh?
day, I guess, Jim.
Yeah.
I think it'll stop right there, but
Ben, this is Mr. Tyler. Wants to talk to you.
I'm feeling better. The arm hurts less, and I bathed in the night to make sure it was clean. Oh, okay, well that's good. I was worried about you. I woke up to that message after a nap, and I was like, "Oh shit!" But I'm glad that you took care of it. I'm not gonna harp on it any more than I have to. Just know that you're loved and we care about you.
I'm here to help you.
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
Autolite is bringing you Mr. Frank Lovejoy in Public Defenders. Tonight's presentation in radio's outstanding theater of thrills, Suspense.
Well, I know a lot of folks get daylight saving time soon.
Well, half it's saving time all the time when you've got an Autolite Stay Full battery in your car. Because with an Autolite Stay Full, you have the power for quick, sure starts every time.
Power that really lasts, eh, Harlow?
Ah, you know what happens. Fiberglass retaining mats protect the power of every positive plate to reduce shedding and flaking. And give the Autolite Stay Full longer life, as proved by tests conducted according to accepted life cycle standards.
And the Autolite Stay Full hardly ever needs water.
Only 3 times a year in normal car use. So, friends, visit your expert Autolite battery dealer. Just phone Western Union by number and ask for Operator 25.
I'll quickly tell you the location of your nearest Autolite battery dealer.
Where you can get an Autolite Stay Full battery. And remember, from bumper to tail light, you're always right with Autolite.
And now, Autolite brings back to our Hollywood soundstage Mr. Frank Lovejoy in Elliot Lewis's production of Public Defender, a tale well calculated to keep you in suspense.
But yeah, everybody is amazing. I'm glad that you guys have all come. I really do appreciate it.
Well, now, the fellow says it was a pretty good trip, but now I have to pay for it. Like a smoke? Like a smoke?
Thanks.
No need to look like that. Yeah.
Thanks.
At your hearing, you
But
told the
yeah,
court that
no.
you weren't represented by counsel.
I'm glad that Raven is okay. I'm glad that everybody came.
I don't have any money.
I'm almost done with
Legal
these.
counsel, whether you have any money or not.
Once I get done with these,
You don't have
it'll
to have
be
any money with
all
me. My
nice.
fee's on the county. Understand that?
It'll be okay.
I guess I do.
Well, good. Sit down, Phil. Sure hot, huh?
Yeah.
Now, how about
Didn't you read the charges?
Yes, but I want to hear what you have to say about them.
Well, how do I know you're not from the district attorney's office here trying to tie me up some way?
No, I'm not, Phil. I'm on your side. I'm representing you.
You work for the county, same as the district attorney.
We work pretty hard keeping people out of jail, too. I'd like you to be very frank with me and tell me everything that happened.
Well, nothing happened.
All right. Where were you Saturday night, son? Phil, Mrs. Weaver told me that you were out until midnight or better. She heard you come in. Phil, were you around Mr. Callman's store?
No.
Where were you, son?
I just walking, thinking, that's all.
You're alone?
Yeah.
Tell me what you were thinking about. What was on your mind? Were you worried about something?
Oh, no. I just, well, I was thinking about a lot of things, what I was going to do.
Tell me what you mean.
Oh, just about finishing my course in electrical work and maybe getting a good job someplace and settling down, getting married.
A lot of young fellas go around thinking just
Thank
about the same
you.
thing. Ever been married?
Thank you so much, Raven. You're just an amazing person who is so supportive of me. I wish I was as supportive as you are to me. I try my best every day. We got this one done, and this one, and now we're on to the next.
Well, now, while you were out walking, did you stop in any place, like for a drink?
Did you
see anybody you knew, somebody who might be able to identify?
No, I just took a good long walk.
What time did you leave the boarding house?
Right after dinner, maybe 7:30, 7:45.
Oh, where'd you go from there?
I walked downtown to see if there are any movies I'd like to see. There weren't any, so I just kept walking around town. It was a nice night.
Sure was. You walked till after midnight, huh?
Yeah.
Phil, you had a key to that store. You knew where Callman hid his money. You were seen in the vicinity of the store the night he was robbed. Now, if you robbed Mr. Callman's store, I'll have to know all about it if I'm going to help you.
No, sir, I did not rob that store. Honest, I didn't.
All right. I'll do my best to help you prove it. I'll do everything I can for you. We'll enter a not guilty plea. You have plenty of cigarettes, huh?
Yeah. Mr. Tyler, do I have a chance of getting off?
Oh, that depends on how good a defense we put up. Mostly on whether or not we have all the facts. Well, you have no arrest antedating this one. That's in your favor. All I see now, you're pretty industrious, ambitious sort of fellow. All these things will come into account when we get into court. We'll fight it out together. Now, I have to run along now. I'll be back tomorrow. Meantime, you just sort of relax and straighten out your thoughts.
What do you mean?
Oh, man hardly ever takes a 5-hour walk. Maybe you'll have some things to tell me about when I come again. Oh, Jim. Jim.
Go.
Now, you take it easy.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Tyler.
Okay, Jim. See you tomorrow morning, Phil.
Right, Mr. Tyler. I saw him quite a bit after that, and I got to know him pretty well. He brought some city maps over one day and had me show him where I'd walked that night. And after that, he spent a lot of time asking me about my family and the people I knew and the people who knew me. And then one day, he asked me something else.
Why didn't you tell me about the trip?
Why?
Mrs. Weaver said you went to St. Louis last year sometime. Why didn't you tell me about it?
Why, I didn't think it was important.
Well, it is important. Very important.
Why?
What'd you use for money?
I had some.
Where'd you get it?
I saved it.
Bill, you came here last May. You went to work at the Vickers Auto Park System from May 15th to August 1st. You made $38 a week. Didn't work again until September 9th. Then you worked 2 weeks for the Marblehead Construction Company. You made $122 there. You didn't work in the month of October at all. And only 1 week in November at Lacey's Auto Wash for $41. Now, where'd you ever get the money to go to St. Louis?
I saved it, Mr. Tyler.
I'm asking you the questions now that the district attorney might ask you in court because Well, he might think you've been robbing people.
Mr. Tyler,
You put out $20 or $25 a week for board and room and still save enough for an expensive trip to St. Louis. Oh, what did you do while you were there?
I just sort of looked around.
Did you work there?
No.
And you saved the money for the trip?
Yeah.
You've been saving for a long time?
Yeah.
Why didn't you tell Mrs. Weaver about the trip?
I did.
You told her about it the night you left. Yet you say you'd been planning it for months. Phil, I've got to have the truth.
I'm telling you the truth.
Where'd you stay in St. Louis?
At the Hall Hotel.
How much rent you pay?
I didn't pay any rent. I stayed there with a friend of mine. Didn't cost me a dime.
What's your friend's name?
Jack O'Brien.
Is he still there now?
Why?
Well, I want to wire him and verify it.
He's in the Army now.
What do you figure the trip cost you?
Just my bus fare. Nothing more, a little spending money. He paid for my meals, too.
Saying $100?
I had $93 when I left.
When'd you get back?
By the middle of December.
When'd you leave?
Armistice Day.
Why'd you take a sudden trip on Armistice Day?
Well, I just wanted to go, leave town.
Why?
I don't know, Mr. Tyler.
You don't remember the exact day you got back, but you remember the day you left.
Mr. Tyler, I don't go around robbing people. I just don't do it. I didn't take that money from Mr. Calaman's store. I never did any harm to anybody, Mr. Tyler. You believe me, don't you?
Yeah, Phil.
We went to court the next day. Hale, the district attorney's man, got up and told the jury what he was going to prove, and Mr. Tyler got up and told him how none of it was true. After that, he asked the judge to keep all of the witnesses out of the room except the one that had something to say. The judge said that was all right. And then the two cops who'd arrested me showed up and told about it, and then Mrs. Weaver came in and told how I hadn't been home. And finally, Hale called Calaman in and spent 15 minutes or so having him say I was around the store the night it was robbed, that I had a key, and that I knew where the money was hidden. Well, Mr. Tyler listened to all of it. Then he took his turn.
You testified, Mr. Calaman, that the accused was in the vicinity of your store the night the money was taken.
Yes, sir.
And you saw him while you were out driving with your wife.
Yes, sir.
Can you describe the clothing he was wearing at the time?
He had on a sport coat, and a pair of gray pants, and a blue shirt.
What color was the sport coat, Mr. Calaman?
Tan.
Was he wearing a hat?
No hat.
How close were you when you saw him?
Well, I was driving in the outside lane, and he was right on the street. 20 feet away, I'd say.
How fast was your car traveling at the time?
We were at the stop street.
Then you had a good look at it.
Yes, sir.
For how long a period of time?
Maybe 10 seconds, just while we stopped.
With the court's permission, I'd like to ask the witness to step over in front of the jury.
Any objections from the prosecution?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Calaman. Right there will be fine. Now, Mr. Calaman, will you look at the juror sitting directly in front of you?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Calaman. Turn around, please. Now, tell me, Mr. Calaman, what does that man look like?
He's got gray hair.
McChungus Among Us. My God. Ojima. My God wakes up and is summoned to launch B, disassembles and reconfigures into support mode for everyone. OG1107 online activate. Support mode, support all green, beginning launch, launches, and enters into chat. Yeah. Wait. Smile and wave, boys. Smile and wave.
I was standing there with him.
Well, son, how do you feel?
Pretty good, Mr. Tyler. I don't know how to thank you.
Don't thank me, son. Thank the law that protects you.
And...
Go back to school, I guess.
Let me hear from you now.
Yeah.
Glad to know how you're getting along.
Hope you're doing well, McChungus. Hope you're doing well, Ejima. Thank you for the support, guys. Just making cute rat girls over here. I mean, I'm just drawing.
You have anything you want to tell me?
No, sir.
I sort of had the feeling that you wanted to say something.
Mr. Tyler, I'll say it once more. I didn't rob Kellerman's store.
I know that. You're innocent.
Yeah, but I still support my friends. I still support my friends. I don't know how else to support you.
Phil? No. You know.
I know how to support other streamers. I don't know how to support non-streamers. How do I do this?
Inside, not telling anybody about it. Another man might have an idea or suspect him, but it wouldn't be right to come out.
I might need to make a new one. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. We've got that now.
Killed my wife.
Yeah.
Might be wrong, but I think I know exactly what he was like, Phil. Did you know my wife? Yes, sir. Read about it.
Yeah. We got that.
No, sir.
I forgot we had that.
Where'd you get the money to go to St. Louis?
He added so many, Board added so many goddamn, things. I'm like, oh, right. I have so much now.
If I'd known she was your wife, sir,
Yeah.
I wish I hadn't killed her, sir.
You gave yourself a... Hey, sometimes you just gotta love yourself. You know?
Please, sir, don't look at me.
Oh. Remember, it takes a second. Yeah. Oh, heck. Oh, heck.
Suspense. Presented by Autolite. Tonight's star, Mr. Frank Lovejoy.
This is Harlow Wilcox speaking for Autolite, world's largest independent manufacturer of automotive electrical equipment. Autolite is proud to serve the greatest names in the industry. They are members of the Autolite family, as well as are the 98,000 Autolite distributors and dealers in the United States and thousands more in Canada and throughout the world. Our family also includes the nearly 30,000 men and women in 28 great Autolite plants from coast to coast and Autolite plants in many foreign countries, as well as the 18,000 people who have invested a portion of their savings in Autolite. Every Autolite product is backed by constant research and precision built to the highest standards of quality and performance. So remember, from bumper to tail light, you're always right with Autolite.
Cute rat girl.
Next week, a study in fear, as we present Graham Greene's novel of cowardice, The Man Within. Our star, Mr. Herbert Marshall. That's next week on Suspense.
Oh.
Suspense is produced
Yeah, thanks, Board.
with music composed by Lucian Morwick and conducted by Lud Gluskin. Public Defender was written for Suspense by E. Jack Newman. In tonight's story, Joseph Kearns was heard as Tyler. Featured in the cast were Paula Winslow, Larry Thor, Lou Krugman, Whitfield Connor, Herb Butterfield, and Charles Calvert.
Frank Lovejoy can currently be seen co-starring in House of Wax, Warner Brothers' new three-dimensional picture, Color by Warner Color.
Still, you ain't gotta do nothing. Just keep being such a positive person. Well, you know what, McChungus Among Us? I will be a positive person. I will be a positive person. Even when it's difficult.
Its 98,000 dealers bring you Mr. Herbert Marshall in tonight's presentation of
Suspense. Tonight, Autolite presents the nightmare world of a coward.
Wait,
We bring you
doubt.
The Man Within. Our star, Mr. Herbert Marshall.
God damn it. I've got to look at all these goddamn commands. Fuck me.
Why, the whole set, Harlow.
Then you're set, Hap, if you mean a brace of brand new ignition-engineered Autolite spark plugs. The spark plugs that are world famous for quality and performance.
I got 'em, Harlow.
Then you've got the best performance.
Yeah. I know you stream.
Both standard and resistor types are available from thousands of dealers
But
from coast
the
to coast.
command doesn't know that.
Millions of motorists everywhere.
Yep. You see, my car wasn't operating
Yeah.
yet, right?
So, your Autolite spark plug dealer checked and recommended a set of ignition-engineered Autolite spark plugs, eh, Hap?
Yes, sir, Harlow, and I'm sure glad he did.
And you'll be glad too, friends. See your neighborhood Autolite spark plug dealer soon. To locate him quickly, phone Western Union by number and ask for operator 25. And remember, from bumper to tail light, you're always right with Autolite.
And now, Autolite presents The Man Within, starring Mr. Herbert Marshall, hoping once again to keep you in suspense.
And back. Omega ow. Omega ow. Oh, don't worry.
After a while, after I lay there in the long grass, after the end to running for a while from death, night came, and with it, the fear. And later I said to myself, who are you? And I answered, you are a hunted man, and you are going to die.
Oh, Jama.
And he will kill you. Then I got up and I ran some more.
The Twitter? Oh no, that's my panels. All I am saying is thank you and Kato for helping me with color. So honestly, YouTube really helped me out. No problem, Ojima. Oh no, it's my panels. These are all my panels.
Then stay dark and motionless.
So like, this is the Red Girl.
Tired.
This is for my Twitter.
And I was afraid. And outside here, somewhere.
Panels, not pianists. And this is my Discord. So whenever you guys see the Discord and shit like that, this is what you'll fucking see.
I'm being followed.
Yeah.
You'd better go the way you came.
I can't.
They get me, damn it.
I'm on the side of the law. It's not the officers who are after me. Oh, don't you see?
Thank you.
Stay here, now turn around and go out.
When I get you, I'll teach you charity.
I told you to.
I'll teach you. Now.
Thank you.
You see?
I try to make the cutest of rat kids. They're so cute.
I wasn't going to kill you. I pointed it at the sky. You saw that.
Yes. You're very frightened, aren't you?
I don't want to die. Out there. A man named Carlion.
Yeah. Omega, ow! You need to do panels, but work on your stuff first. Slow and steady. It's taken me a long while. Don't be forced to do something. I believe in you. Just like I believe in Ojima. Just like I believe in Raven.
Tomorrow morning the people will
Well, you'll get an idea.
bury him.
Yeah.
Terribly alone now.
You'll get the idea. Keep scrolling, goat. Okay, all right. I'm drawing. Just put down the knife. Put down the knife. I'm getting back to it.
Tomorrow at the funeral.
It takes a second for the command.
Tell them that you are my brother.
What should I call you? Your name?
Elizabeth.
I am Andrews.
And tomorrow when they ask, you heard of our father. You came back this morning after years in the city and watched him die. I don't know why.
What?
I don't know why.
Board's like, you need to get shit done. Get shit done, or you get cut.
Be afraid of you. I suppose I was tired of being
Yeah.
alone.
You're not.
Then she led me to a shed where I was.
8-ball, 9-ball.
Then she went away from me.
You being grumpy? You're not qualified to ask me that.
I slept.
Yeah, nice.
And my awakening.
Nightbot, but also, I'm sorry, Board. The 8-ball has spoken. You're not qualified.
Shutting the coffin lid casually as a man shuts a book. Then the nailing of it, with no air of finality. Then village men to carry it from the cottage, place it in a farm cart. And with dark Elizabeth beside me, Elizabeth, who is now a sister to me, walked into a wall of
Yeah.
melted the floor, closed behind me. Now footsteps sounding so loud from the drip of misty rain that fell from trees and bushes along our road. Then the
Derp.
face. Stand beside the dark Elizabeth in the misty graveyard.
There we
And
go.
be aware that yet, somewhere outside my mind,
So, like, I am sure this has been asked, but, like, what are you watching, bro? Oh, it's old-timey radio. It's completely free, so I'd never get hit by DMCA. So I just play that in the background so that it's not fucking boring. But thank you so much for coming in and asking. I do appreciate it.
the mist opened a little.
Do appreciate it. Fire truck shenanigans.
And I stood alone, wanting to turn
What?
and run and put a wall of mist
What?
between me and that
It's
gathering
not
of
as
strangers.
interesting. My art's just art.
Loneliness and fear were
Like
the
watching me
endless of
draw.
Only 6 steps away and I would be lost to all the world in a blanket of white wool.
You just get a little bush over there.
I would be lonely again.
Take me away from here. Take me home, brother.
Your art cannot be boring. Yeah. You know, I understand. I want people to come in and stay, but I understand if they can't. I'm not gonna be bothered. Okay, if you want, download Pretzel. I use that in the back. It's all a bunch of copyright-free music. Oh no, Board's gonna fight me again.
I came back with something else.
Board's gonna fight me again.
You can laugh at me.
That's why I gotta have my emote. It's gonna be great.
I'm not making love to you. It wasn't you.
It's in my Discord.
I slept here and I hadn't slept before.
But thank you for coming in, Fire Truck. We do appreciate your company.
Wondering
What?
why I like you. Of whom are you frightened?
Elizabeth.
Of whom are you frightened?
Of death. And it is a man I know. A man named Carlion.
Of another man you're frightened.
Carlion, a man with a voice as near to the music as any voice I've ever heard. Except for yours. A man who... What's that?
You're imagining things.
Don't you whisper.
Let go of me.
Do you want to tell the whole world I'm here? There. Didn't you hear that?
Into the shed, quick. The place where you slept.
Yeah, just chill out. Thank you for coming in and just saying hey. We appreciate everybody that comes in. We appreciate just hanging out.
Forgive me. I'm completely lost.
Just have a good hangout and shit like that. I ain't your mom.
I'm alone.
Yeah, Clip Studio.
He's not far. I can easily call to him if you don't go.
You mustn't be afraid of me. Perhaps I know your brother. Is he a little over the
Okay,
middle height?
all right, Mom.
Built, dark, with frightened, obstinate
I didn't know you were my motherboard, but okay.
And very strong.
And I'm not looking for your brother. He must have been here very lately. Tea is hot. And he left in a hurry with his tea unfinished. Curious that we didn't meet.
My cup you have. Will you allow me to finish it?
I'm sorry I didn't meet your brother.
Thanks for having me. Oh, okay.
And there are only tools and withered plants.
Yeah, I'm working on Clip Studio right now. It came with the tablet. It works. It works just fine. I like it. Personally, compared to Photoshop, it's got its own hiccups, like any other program.
The sort of Judas. He's an informer.
So, I mean, it's just like you're throwing away a few things and you're gaining a few others. All that is gold does not glitter. Not all who wander are lost. The old that is strong does not wither. Deep roots are not reached by the frost. Drop into chat again because he summoned... God damn it! I thought I turned that off. But it's happy because it was Kato. Alright. What up? Well, character sheets and icon. And now I need to do either icons or character sheet. So a lot of on the people on the plate. And we're on the verge of going into longer streams if needed, so let the chaos begin. Also, I'm a draw because it's 6:22 a.m. and I'm a start streaming earlier, so let's, get to it and hit them goals. Dude. Ojima, you fucking got this, man. You fucking got this.
Andrews, he's gone.
You fucking got this, bro. You're killing it. You're already trying. You're putting yourself out there. You're fucking doing it, man.
Yes.
Coward and informed.
Alright.
You heard him.
Alright, go lurk. Enjoy your lurk. We love you, Raven.
Go into the open. Bear witness against the men they've caught.
Carlisle will kill me. Do you understand, do you?
The coward is cold.
I want to stay.
Give a good old lurk. Enjoy that lurk.
It is cold.
Elizabeth.
Let go of me.
Fucking get your hands off me, bitch.
The sky is quite clear, and I can see 6 stars.
Because I want you to love me.
And you will go to town and bear witness, testify at the trial.
Tomorrow.
A long walk to the town. You must sleep where you slept.
Sleep is overrated. What? Sleep is not overrated. It's very much needed and necessary sometimes. I like sleep. Maybe because I actually enjoy my dreams, but I'm a weird person, it seems.
Marshall in Graham Greene's The Man Within. Tonight's presentation in radio's outstanding.
Wait, what? It's for the week? So, like, how are you drawing right now? Is this a character for your comic or an OC? It's an OC that, she was an alchemist that literally was, like, kind of a fun little character. She had an Australian accent.
In the past 20 years.
My words exactly, Hap. That built-in
She's very excited.
advantages as double spark plug light, smoother engine performance, and quick
Oh. So yeah, she's an original character.
And they're super right.
I literally thought her up, and well, I played Pathfinder for a while until my friend was done with it.
Your nearest Autolite spark plug dealer for a spark plug checkup soon. To quickly locate him, just phone Western Union by number and ask for operator.
Yeah, I used to watch Jacksepticeye as well, and then he stopped making videos.
And now, Autolite brings back to our Hollywood soundstage with production of
Return Back is kind of a... He's come back in some forms. But I understand your mental health is way more important than, you know, entertainment.
Now, Mr. Andrews.
Everybody's different.
You're a very brave man.
No.
Yeah, he's still making content.
She said so.
Oh, who said such a ridiculous thing?
Nobody. It doesn't matter.
It's in the viewpoint. To me, you are brave. To come here to my rooms as you did.
Because she told me to come. It seems... It seems...
No longer twice a day. Yeah. Speaking of... Oh?
To be a man.
Oh, now I'm doing fucking Fox's goddamn thing.
I've taken a room for you.
He does that all the time. Oh? The loss of his father really hit him, yeah. And I was disgusted, but yeah, exactly. I sleep now. Go, okay, bye. Good night, bored. Though I feel like what he releases now is kind of better. I like it, it's fine.
Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me about it.
Yeah. Does she live in the dunes? Like, has she gotten Radford? Never played Pathfinder, so I'm not sure what the race is. Okay, so there are giant rat people, and she's supposed to be... She's got an Australian accent, and she's very silly. She's a very silly gal. She's an alchemist. The whole point is that this is the campaign she was in was a post-apocalyptic zombie world where literally zombies took over and society is literally living in these big cities, and that's it. And she was trying, her race was starting to get too incestuous. So she's like, we gotta find more rat people. Either that or find DNA of rat people and try to make clones or try to force that into our society.
To a girl who was in it. Elizabeth.
Tell us about the letter, Mr.
So that's basically her character. And then she fell in love with some guy who was very much like human first society. And then she came around. I rolled a natural 20 and a 19 and a 19. And that was history.
Why didn't you leave there?
He just didn't know what real rat love could be. He just didn't understand what kind of rat love he could have.
A man who you're not caught.
He could have a cute little rat girlfriend.
Yes.
As a few people have said, a short stack.
The men hated me, all of them, except Carlion.
Go on.
And I was afraid of being hurt, and I hated the sea and the noise and the danger. And I wanted to show these men that I was someone to be considered, that I had the power to smash all their plans.
And your friend Carlion, did you do nothing to warn him?
It was a case of him or me.
That is all, Mr. Andrews.
Will the pen cross-examine? No? May step down, Mr. Andrews. Continue, Mr. Henry.
Fabricating being from raw DNA is some serious business, though not like this. Though not like this. Well, it's either that or her species becomes an incestuous mess, and it's not going to go very far. So that's basically where I came from. It's like, oh yeah, no. It's either this, or they become an incestuous mess. The game did not finish, which is sad. I really hope that one day he brings it back. But it was very much getting to the point where we were just cutting through every single one of his things. We were literally just cutting through everything he had. And he was just like, oh, okay. Here's a challenge. And literally we would cut through it. The only challenges that actually, stopped us in our tracks was mostly shit we did to ourselves.
Still coward.
I'd consider cloning the lesser of two evils there, to be honest. Over-inbreeding is a real problem. So you see her plight. Yeah, exactly. So it's either one or the other, so, it's either that or die by zombies. Giant liches and whatnot, so she's like, I gotta do something. And she was like, maybe I could, bring two species together? I don't fucking know. Something? Anything.
I'm here to do you a service straight, I am. You're out. You ain't very grateful.
Bring either humans or something like that into it. She does. She's like, I don't fucking know. I know it's not the best, but it's something. I gotta keep the species going somehow.
But he ain't finished with you. Look, don't interrupt, Squeaker.
Oh wow, this guy's fucking. She's a mad science. Hey, you go mad in the apocalypse too.
What do you mean? Your ladybird.
Look, it's either that or you're fucking your cousin, and you don't want to be fucking your cousin.
Shelter a Squeaker and then to die. Pity. Caroline wouldn't do anything to her. I know he wouldn't. He'll have to give it to her tomorrow or the next day. You're lying.
Hope there are no wraiths around. Those things are horrible, yeah. No matter how ridiculous it may seem. Yeah, no, fucking wraiths? Yeah, they're in the goddamn campaign. I really hope he restarts it. I drew a whole map and everything for him. And I'm like, but I wanted to keep going. But he just fell out of it, and that's okay. He just kind of more wanted to hang out with us and stuff like that, which is totally fine. God's please no.
It's only whisper. Why set a trap for a coward who's only repelled by danger? Carlyon would not kill a woman. Carlyon snuff a candle and its images. Leave the hotel. Walk with no fear of death, but a terror of life. Without escape. Without will. Walk. I reached the downs as the first orange glow lifted above the eastern horizon. Then run. To stifle thought. Run fast until there's no more breath. Only the flinging down again upon salt tufts of grass.
Not the wraiths. No. Not the bees. Not the bees. Oh my god. Yes. That could be a great emote. Not the bees. Not the bees. His fucking face in that scene as an emote. Not the bees.
From that cup. That was the cup we both drank from.
Not that one. I remember the one. It had a chip out of the rim. This one. Come. Bread, tea.
But yeah, no, that's basically her character. I've got other characters for it.
Has anything happened since I've been away?
No.
I've got
The door was unbolted.
I've got these two, which are ESO characters.
I didn't want a less warm welcome.
Elder Scrolls Online. And then for this one, I've got ESO Online as well, but they're all different classes.
I betrayed you.
Necromancer, Arrow Lady, and kind of an Warden is what they're called.
No, fool.
Go from here. Go away.
I love you and I will stay here in
I will love you. Yum, 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 yum.
I love you.
Dawn's a ring. Don't make me do that. I mean, drawing a bee doing that expression. with no being spelled out. Oh yeah, that would be great emote. No, not the bees! Not the bees!
Peace. Holiness.
Oh, love me. So long alone. Oh, love me. Andrews.
Yes, what? What is it? Can you see something?
Nothing. I remembered. We shall need water before tonight. We must go with a pail now.
Oh, that doesn't look good.
To the well.
No, that doesn't look good. God damn it.
What a time to remember. My knife, take it.
Half minute's walk, no more. The path behind the trees. Half a minute and no more.
The knife, take it.
Yes.
Now kiss me.
A farewell for a half go. Now.
I mean, just make a bee face. Just going, not the bees!
He's dead, Andrews. She meant the knife for me. She came for me and she stumbled, fell to the floor, and the knife pierced her. I'm sorry. Intensely, deeply sorry. She was fine.
Yeah, sketch it out.
Finer than you or I.
Yeah, you got this.
And she sent me away.
I wanted you, Andrews, not her. Not the death of that lovely girl. You. Not her.
With my knife.
You will kill me, Andrews. You, the coward. You who brought death to what you loved.
Because of her. Of Elizabeth. No more, Carlyle. There is peace now, and a kind of happiness. Carlyle is dead. Carlyle is life. The knife that had tasted of Elizabeth. Carlyle dead, and I killed him, and I am free. And the coward who whimpered in the darknesses of fear is a man who waits for the coming of the police, who waits in a cottage where fear is dead, and where love lies dead.
Who knows the evils lurk in the hearts of mankind? Only the shadow.
Mr. Herbert Marshall. This is Harlow Wilcox speaking for Autolite, world's largest independent manufacturer of automotive electrical equipment. Autolite is proud to serve the greatest names in the industry. They are members of the Autolite family, as well as are the 98,000 Autolite distributors and dealers in the United States and thousands more in Canada and throughout the world. Our family also includes the nearly 30,000 men and women in 28 great Autolite plants from coast to coast and Autolite plants in many foreign countries, as well as the who have invested a portion of their savings in Autolite. Every Autolite product is backed by constant research and precision built to the highest standards of quality and performance. So remember, from bumper to tail light, you're always right with Autolite.
Next week, we proudly present the first radio dramatization of William Shakespeare's tragedy.
This message is brought to you by not a tobacco company. The Shadow is the best, though. I had a hard time liking Bagman because I loved the Shadow first. Hey, it's all good. It's alright, Fire Truck. Dude, it's A-okay.
Graham Greene's The Man Within was adapted for suspense by Morton Fine and David Friedkin. In tonight's story, Betty Harford was heard as Elizabeth. Featured in the cast were Ben Wright, Joseph Kearns, Raymond Lawrence, Richard Peel, and Bill Bissell.
You can buy Autolite resistor or standard type spark plugs, Autolite electrical parts, and Autolite stateful batteries at your neighborhood auto
is the CBS Radio Network. Autolite and its 98,000 dealers bring you Richard Widmark, Kathy Lewis, and Elliot Lewis in tonight's presentation of Suspense.
Tonight, Autolite proudly presents part one of the first radio dramatization of William Shakespeare's tragic history of love and death, Othello. Our stars, Richard Widmark, Kathy Lewis, and Elliot Lewis.
Harlow, what's this great electing system of yours?
Oh, you mean the Autolite electrical system that's designed to work as a perfect team. The generator, starting motor, distributor, and coil, spark plugs, battery, and all the other units are related by Autolite engineering design and manufacturing skill to give you the smoothest performance money can buy.
Can it get me reelected, Harlow?
Senator, with an Autolite electrical system, you just can't lose. It starts the instant you turn the starting switch and works every second your engine runs. It works, too, every time you blow the horn, turn on lights, radio, heater, or electric windshield wiper.
Sounds mighty important.
It sure is, and that's why it pays to treat the electrical system of your car to a periodic checkup at your car dealer or your nearest authorized Autolite service station. To locate him, look in the classified section of the phone book under Automobile Electrical Service.
Yeah, the Automobile Electric Service. Come on, guys.
And remember, from bumper to tail light, you're always right with Autolite.
I missed the beginning of the stream. Did you start on a blank slate? Like, did you sketch today? No, I've been sketching this. This was sketched out like forever ago when I was working on my emotes, and then I was like, you know what? I need to fucking do it. And I actually was like, I've done a few other drawings, and I'm like, I should fucking just get it done. This is very much a like, I need to get it done. I should have. I have a certain respect for Ra's al Ghul. They're not randos. The League of Shadows has standards. You're right. But yeah, no, it takes me a while. It doesn't take me too long for these sketches. It's just actually actually outlining them is a pain in the ass.
I would not follow him then, good Iago. Oh, sir, content you. I follow him to serve my turn upon him. We cannot all be masters, nor all masters cannot be truly followed. In following him, I follow but myself. Call up her father. Rouse him, make after him, poison his delight.
Barrancho! Signor Barrancho, look to your house, your daughter, and your bag. Steve! Steve!
What is the reason of this terrible summons? What is the matter there?
Signor, is all your family within? Are all souls lost?
What have you lost your wit?
Most reverend, Signor. Do you know my voice?
Not I. What are you?
My name is Rodrigo.
Oh, worth welcome. I have charged you not to halt about my door. In honest plainness, you heard me say my daughter is not for you.
Sir, I beseech you that your fair daughter, Desdemona, to the throat clasped of a lascivious Moor has fled. Straight satisfy yourself.
Yeah, no, I'm getting faster at my sketches. I wish I was. I can get it done in less than a few hours, and then it's like, no, I also need to get other things done and stuff like that. It's a process. It takes if you're trying to get into art, don't look at my stuff of like, oh man, how fast is he? It's like, dude, I'm not the fastest, and I don't ever claim to be.
A few moments later, enter Othello, Iago, in attendance with torches. Tis better as it is.
But I pray say, are you fast married? For be sure of this, that Signor Babancio is much beloved, and hath in his effect a voice potential as double as the Duke's. He will divorce you.
Let him do his spite. My loyal services shall out-tongue his complaint. For no Iago, but that I love the gentle Desdemona.
I follow your advice and got my 2 hours drawing in today, but all I did was sketch out the silhouette. It's all good.
By Janus, I think no.
It's okay. 2 hours a day?
The goodness of the night upon you, friends. What is the news, Cassio?
2 hours is good enough, you know? Don't compare yourself to others.
You've been hotly called for. It is well I'm found by. Come, Captain, will you go? Have with you.
Here comes another troop to
I also didn't know your Twitch handle was Fire Truck Lover. Fire Truck Shenanigans. Yes. Yeah. Do it every day. Don't ever stop. Believe in yourself instead of trying to ask for others. I legit like your art style. You have a wonderful way of fleshing out characters. Like, you don't know what it took to reach that level. Yeah. Yeah, like... Yeah, exactly. Omega Ow has been doing it for a while. It takes forever. It's not... It's a process. But I've already talked enough about that. I know that that Fire Truck Shenanigans can do it. They've got it in them.
Business has raised me from my bed, folks. My particular grief is of so floodgate and all-bearing nature that it engluts and swallows other sorrows.
Why, what's the matter?
My daughter. Oh,
Ojima, hell yeah, gotta keep doing it and keep going, and plus, gotta have fun. I got my level through drawing daily for about a year or so, yeah, and focusing on drawing without reference. That's what worked for me, exactly. Just I'm trying hard every day, and that is what counts. Yeah, it is. Exactly. Believe in yourself. I can only do...
You best know the place. Until she comes, as truly as to heaven.
Yeah.
Thrive in this fair lady's love, and she in mine. Say it, Othello.
Exactly. You'll get there. I can't wait till you get there, though. I really... I'm a bit, like... I'm excited as well. I'm real excited to see everybody get better. The more artists out that there are more I get to see new art styles and new ways of thinking and stuff like that. I can't wait to see everybody.
My story being done, she gave me for my pains a world of sighs. She swore in faith 'twas strange.
I really can't wait. You guys are all incredible artists so far. Well, not all of you. Some of you are just... You just like my art, and that's fine. That's fine if you're just like, I just really like your art, man.
Upon this hint I spoke.
From anatomy to different animals to anything you want to prove on, especially every artist have their own view. Since it's a great way of self-expression, yeah. Yeah. Like, Ojima is great. Ojima is a great artist. Omega Ow is a great artist. I don't know about the McChungus Among Us. Can't remember. My brain is not working well, McChungus. Do you have art, McChungus? I can't remember. You probably do, and I'm just stupid.
Preferring you before her father. So much, I challenge that I may profess you to the Moor, my lord.
Come hither, Moor.
Yeah. I'm a musician. The medium is different, but the nature expression is the same. Exactly! Yes, I'm doing the 50-50 thing today. It's my learn new stuff day, so I started a new character, and it's hard, but I do my best. You are awesome. Don't... You are doing it. Yeah. You're doing it. And it's... I gotta save. Never forget to save. Because if you just remember, never forget to save.
Please, Your Grace, my ensign Iago, a man he is of honesty and trust. To his conveyance I assign my wife. With what else?
Yeah, exactly.
Be sent after me. Let it be so.
Don't be afraid to emulate. Don't steal, just emulate.
Have a quick eye to see. She has deceived
Emulate. There's a difference.
my life upon her faith. Come, Desdemona. I have but an hour.
I know Omega doesn't steal.
And direction to spend with thee. We must obey.
I know Omega doesn't steal. He is no thief. He is no thief in the night.
Why go to bed and sleep? I will incontinently drown myself. If you do, I shall never love thee after. Why, thou silly gentleman?
What should I do? I confess it is my shame to be so fond of her, but it is
Don't
not in my
plagiarize,
virtue to
that's a
amend
different
it
thing. Yeah, exactly. My main method of constructing animals came from drawing waffles. Oh. Every day should be a learn new stuff day without learning. I would consider a day an overall loss. Yeah, everybody. But everybody has their own thing.
It was a violent commencement, and you shall see an answerable sequestration. Put but money in diapers. These Moors are changeable in their wills. She must change for youth. She will find the error.
And adapting it to your art style, right?
She must. If you must damn yourself, do it a more delicate way than drowning. Make all the money you can. You shall enjoy.
Also, Fire Truck, just so you know, my chat is very supportive.
I tell thee again and again. I hate.
I just wanted to let you know that that is my jam. We are so supportive here.
Thus do I ever make my fool my purse. I hate the Moor. Let me see now. Cassio's a proper man. To get his place and to make up my will, a double knavery. How? After some time to abuse a fellow's ear, that his Lieutenant Cassio is too familiar with his wife. Cassio hath a person and a smooth disposed to be suspected. The Moor is of a free and open nature that thinks men honest that but seem to be so, and will as tenderly be led by the nose as asses are. I have it. It is engendered. Hell and night must bring this monstrous birth to the world's life.
Autolite is bringing you Richard Widmark, Kathy Lewis, and Elliot Lewis in Part 1 of William Shakespeare's Othello. Tonight's presentation in radio's outstanding theater of thrills, suspense.
For example, I learn new things every time I come here. Chilling with y'all makes my day. Yay! I work on my own project. And 2 days of watching videos and doing what the teach, aka learn new stuff day. Yeah!
That was the granddaddy of today's complete and precision-made system, which includes generator, starting motor, distributor and coil, spark plugs, battery, voltage regulator.
In the words of Bob Ross, there are no mistakes, only happy accidents.
Right, and you get the wonderful and economical operation you expect because it's an Autolite electrical system. That means that every unit and component part is related by Autolite engineering design and manufacturing skill to give you the smoothest performance money can buy.
Sounds convincing, Wilcox.
So, friends, be sure to specify Autolite original service parts for your Autolite-equipped car. And remember, from bumper to tail light, you're always right with Autolite.
And now, Autolite brings back to our Hollywood soundstage Richard Widmark, Kathy Lewis, and Elliot Lewis in Mr. Lewis's production of William Shakespeare's Othello, a tale well calculated to keep you in suspense. Act 2, Scene 1. A month later, a seaport in Cyprus. The wars are over. Othello's sail has been sighted. Enter Cassio, Iago, Roderigo, and Desdemona. The Moor's lieutenant pays innocent compliment to Desdemona as Iago and the jealous Roderigo stand apart.
He takes her by the palm. Aye, well said. Whisper. With as little a web as this, will I ensnare as great a fly as Cassio. Aye, smile upon her, do. I will catch you in your own courtesies. Good, well kissed. An excellent courtesy. 'Tis so indeed. Yet again your fingers to your lips.
I'm very happy to be here, and I am super thankful to you, Chimera and Raven, for meeting me and opening up this whole new world for me. Yeah! Fire truck shenanigans! Yeah! Yeah, the world of art. Get ready. It's gonna be just endless and endless. Just a deep love for the medium.
The heavens forbid, but that our loves and comforts should increase even as our days do grow.
Amen to that sweet power. I cannot speak enough of this content. It stops me here. It is too much of joy. And this,
Yeah.
the greatest discord be that e'er our heart shall make.
Right? We're all waiting for it. We're all ready for it.
Desdemona. Once more, well met at Cyprus.
I will tell you this, good Roderigo.
Yeah.
Desdemona
We
is
can't wait.
directly in love with Cassio. With him? Why, 'tis not possible. Mark me with what violence she first loved the Moor, but for bragging and telling her fantastical lies. And will she love him still for prating? Let not thy discreet heart think so. Her eye must be fed. And what delight shall she have to look on the devil? Her delicate tenderness will find itself abused and compel her to some second choice. Now, sir, this
Thank you for allowing me to get all philosophical for a minute there. What? McChungus Among Us, you can get philosophical as much as possible. You are amazing. And I hope to hear some of your music, McChungus Among Us. I really do. I hope to hear some of your hit singles. Hopefully you can come with some. I would love to hear it. Or if you don't have any singles, you have more of you're more classically trained or whatnot. We'd love to hear that as well.
Shall come into no true trust again but by the displanting of Cassio. So shall you have a shorter journey to your desire.
I will do this if I can bring it to any opportunity.
I warrant thee. Meet me by and by at the Citadel. I must fetch his necessaries.
I am in love with your handle, though. McChungus Among... Right? McChungus Among Us is so great.
Make the Moor thank me, love me, and reward me for making him egregiously an ass, and practicing upon his peace and quiet, even to madness. 'Tis here, but yet confused. Knavery's plain face is never seen till used.
Scene, a hall in the castle. The time, early night. Enter Iago and Cassio.
We muster the watch, Iago? Not this hour, Lieutenant. 'Tis not yet 10 o'clock. Our general cast us thus early for the love of his Desdemona, who let us not therefore blame. She is a most exquisite lady. Indeed, she is a most fresh and delicate creature. What an eye she has. Methinks it sounds a parley of provocation. An inviting eye, and yet methinks right modest. And when she speaks, is it not an alarm to love? It is indeed perfection. Well, happiness to them.
Thank you. It's literally just the most absurd thing I could come up with and just ran with it, too. Yeah.
I have very poor and unhappy brains for drinking.
But 1 cup, I'll drink for you.
I have drunk but 1 cup tonight. I am unfortunate in the infirmity and dare not task my weakness with any more.
What, man? 'Tis a night of revels. The gallants desire it.
Where are they?
Here at the door. I pray you, call them in.
I'll do it, but it's disliked.
Gentlemen, let's look to our business. Do not think, gentlemen, I am drunk. This is my right hand and this is my left hand. I am not drunk now. I can stand well enough and speak well enough. Very well, then. You must not think that I am drunk.
To the master's platform. Come, let's set the watch.
Good Montano. You see this fellow that has gone before. He is a soldier fit to stand by Caesar. Yet I fear the trust a fellow put him in on some odd time of his infirmity will shake this island.
Oh? But is he often thus?
'Tis evermore the prologue to his sleep.
It were well the general were put in mind of it.
But hark, what noise?
You rogue, you rascal.
What's the matter, Lieutenant?
I'll beat the knave into a liquor bottle. Leave me, do you break rum?
Good Lieutenant. Pray, sir, hold your hand.
Let me go, sir. I'll knock you on a mazard.
Come, you're drunk.
Rodrigo, away. Go out and cry a mutiny. Me, good Lieutenant, sir. Montano. Help me first. Who's that rings the bell? The town will rise.
What is the matter here? Hold for your line.
Lieutenant, sir. Montano. Gentlemen, have you forgot all sense of place and duty? Hold! The general speaks to you.
Silence that dreadful bell. It strikes the isle from her propriety.
What's the matter, masters? Honest Iago that looks dead with grieving. Speak, who began this?
Oh.
I do not know.
Yeah. I literally was just like, I couldn't pick Chimera Chan, so I picked this.
I pray you. Pardon me, I cannot speak.
Worthy Montano, what's the matter that you unlace your reputation thus and spend your rich opinion for the name of a night brawler? Give me answer to it.
It was someone else's username. I was like, fair enough.
Now, by heaven, if I stir or do but lift this arm, the best of you shall sink in my rebuke. Iago, who began?
If you deliver more or less than truth, you are no soldier.
Touch me not so near. I had rather have this tongue cut from my mouth than it should do offense to Michael Cassio. Yet I persuade myself to speak the truth. Shall nothing wrong him. Thus it is, General. Montano and myself being in speech, there comes a fellow crying out for help, and Cassio following him with determined sword to execute upon him. Sir, Montano steps into Cassio and entreats his pause. Myself, the crying fellow, did pursue. He, swift of foot, outran my purpose. When I came back, for this was brief, I found them close together at blow and thrust, even as again they were when you yourself did part them. Though Cassio did some little wrong to him, yet surely he received from him that fled some strange indignity which patience could not pass.
I know, Iago, your honesty and love does mince this matter, making it light to Cassio. Cassio, I love thee, but never more be officer of mine. Montano, for your hurts, myself will be your surgeon. Lead him off. Iago, look with care about the town and silence those whom this vile brawl distracted. Good night.
Tell me, Cassio, what was he that you followed with your sword? What had he done to you?
I remember a mass of things, nothing distinctly. Quarrel, nothing wherefore.
But you are now well enough. How came you thus recovered?
But like, how was your day? How has your day been so far?
One unperfect shows me another.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, fire truck.
You are too severe morally. I will ask
How's my day been? It's been good. I took a nap. Helped my dad out.
Drunk at some time. I'll tell you what you shall do. Our general's wife is now the general.
Confess yourself freely to her. Importune her help to put you in your place again. She is of so free, so kind, so apt, so blessed a disposition. She holds it a vice in her goodness not to do more than she is requested.
It's been good so far.
Between you and her husband. Entreat her to splinter.
You advised me well.
I protest.
Undeath is far scarier than regular death.
In the
Damn.
morning will I beseech the virtuous
But yeah, no.
to undertake for me. I'm desperate of my fortune.
It's 6:12.
You are in the right.
Should say on the stream. I don't think I think it should say on the stream what time it is over here.
And what is he then that says I play the villain? When this advice is free, I give, and honest. Froebel is thinking, and indeed the course to win the Moor again. For while this honest fool plies Desdemona to repair his fortunes, and she for him pleads strongly to the Moor, I'll pour this pestilence into his ear, that she repels him for her lust, and by how much she strives to do him good, she shall undo her credit with the Moor. So will I turn her virtue into pitch, and out of her own goodness make the net that shall enmesh them all.
No, she's almost gone. Damn, guys, I'm getting so fast at this. This is crazy. I was like, it's probably gonna take a little bit. Nope. Saw my dad today, or technically yesterday.
One of Othello by William Shakespeare. Tonight stars Richard Widmark, Kathy Lewis, and Elliot Lewis. Suspense.
No, like 6:13 in the morning.
The program was transcribed and directed by Mr. Lewis, with music arranged by Lucian Marwick, from themes by Giuseppe Verdi. The orchestra was conducted by Lud Gluskin. Featured in tonight's cast were Joseph Kearns as Cassio, William Conrad as Montano, and Irene Pedro as Amelia. Your narrator is Larry Thorpe.
Richard Widmark may soon be seen in the 20th Century Fox picture Pick Up on South Street.
And remember next week...
Pick Up on South Street. Sounds like something we need to watch.
You can buy Autolite Stay-Full batteries, Autolite resistor or standard type spark plugs, and Autolite electrical parts at your neighborhood Autolite dealers. Switch to Autolite. Good night.
Like sleep meanie question marks. Nice. You the Flash. Oh, it's early in the morning, and I took a nap before doing this, so I'm well rested. Don't worry. I wouldn't stay up. I'm not gonna stay up longer than I have to. Just staying up till I get most of this done.
Shakespeare's tragic history of love and death. Othello. Our stars, Richard Widmark, Kathy Lewis, and Elliot Lewis.
Hi, Harlow. Doing some gardening?
Yes, sir, Hap, and here's my favorite plant.
Well, that's an Autolite Stay-Full battery.
Sure, the power plant for quick, dependable starts. And unlike other plants, this one needs water only 3 times a year in normal car use.
Oh, it's a daisy, Harlow.
And fern away the best battery blooming.
It never gets bushed, eh, Harlow?
Right. The Autolite Stay-Full is tougher than a cactus. Fiberglass retaining mats protect every positive plate to reduce shedding and flaking, and give that famous battery longer life, as proved by tests conducted according to accepted life cycle standards. So, visit your Autolite battery dealer, the expert who services all makes of batteries. To locate him quickly, phone Western Union by number and ask for Operator 25.
I'll gladly tell you the name of your nearest Autolite battery dealer, where you can get an Autolite Stay-Full, the battery that needs water only 3 times a year in normal car use.
And remember, from bumper to tail light, you're always right with Autolite.
And now, Autolite presents
Fucking
transcribed
Christ.
part 2 of William Shakespeare's Othello, starring Richard
And
Whitlock
thus I
as
clothe
Iago,
my naked
Kathy Lewis as
villainy,
Desdemona, and
stolen
Elliot Lewis
forth
as the
from
Moor,
holy writ,
hoping once
and
again
seem a
to keep
saint
you
when
in
most I play the devil. As long as you do take care of yourself, we need you here for the most beautiful art. Thank you.
The scene is Cyprus. Othello has returned
Thank
triumphant from the
you.
war, now to govern the island with his wife Desdemona. The ensign Iago, jealous of the position held by Cassio, lieutenant to Othello, plots revenge on both Cassio and the Moor, whom he hates.
Two things are to be done. My wife Amelia must move for Cassio to her mistress Desdemona. I'll set her on. Myself the while to draw the Moor apart and bring him jump when he may Cassio find soliciting his wife. Aye, that's the way. Dull not device by coldness and delay.
In happy time, Iago. You have not been abed then, Cassio? Why, no, the day had broke before we parted. I've made bold, Iago, to send in to your wife. My suit to her is that she will to virtuous Desdemona procure me some access.
And I'll devise a mean to draw the Moor out of the way, that your converse and business may be more free.
I humbly thank you for it.
Richard the Third. Okay.
More kind and honest.
Good morrow, good lieutenant. I'm sorry for your displeasure, but all will sure be well. Pray you come in. I will bestow you where you shall have time to speak your bosom freely.
I am much bound to you.
Be assured, good Cassio, I will do all my abilities in your behalf.
Bounteous madam, whatever shall become of Michael Cassio, he's never anything but your true servant.
Oh, sir, I thank you. Before Amelia here, I give you warrant of your place. Be assured, if I do vow of friendship, I'll perform it to the last article. My lord shall never rest. I'll intermingle everything he does with Cassio's suit. Therefore be merry, Cassio, for I should rather die than give your cause away. Madam, here comes the lord.
Oh, madam, I'll take my leave.
Why, stay until we speak.
Madam, not now. I'm very ill at ease, unfit for mine own purpose.
I'll do your discretion.
I like not that.
What do you say?
Nothing, my lord. Or if...
Yep.
I know not what.
Was not that Cassio parted from my wife?
Cassio, my lord? No, sure, I cannot think it that he would sneak away so guilty-like seeing you coming.
I do believe 'twas he.
How now, my lord? I have been talking with a suitor here, a man that languishes in your displeasure.
Who is it you mean?
Why, your Lieutenant Cassio. Good, my lord, if I have any grace or power to move you, I pray you call him back.
Went he hence now?
Yes, face so humble that he has left part of his griefs with me. I suffer with
Damn
him.
it.
Good love, call him back.
Not now, sweet Desdemona. Some other time.
But shall be shortly.
The sooner sweet for you.
Shall be tonight for supper.
No, not tonight.
Tomorrow dinner then.
I shall not dine at home. I meet the captains at the Citadel.
Why then tomorrow night or Tuesday morn, or Tuesday morn night or Wednesday morn. Name the time, but let it not exceed 3 days. In faith, he's penitent. When shall he come? Tell me, Othello.
No more. Let him come when he will. I will deny you nothing. Whereon I do beseech you grant me this, to leave me but a little to myself.
Shall I deny you? No. Farewell, my lord.
Farewell, my Desdemona. I'll come to thee straight.
Amelia, come.
He'll come to you straight.
Catch my soul.
Which means that he's going around being gay. Just kidding. JK. JK. Guys, JK. You know what?
Did
JK.
Michael Cassio, when you wooed my lady, know of your love?
He did from first to last. Why do you ask?
But for a satisfaction of my thoughts, no further harm.
Why of your thought, Iago?
I did not think he had been acquainted with her.
Oh, yes, and went between us very often.
Indeed.
Indeed. Aye, indeed. Do you discern aught in that? Is he not honest?
Honest, my lord?
Honest, aye, honest.
My lord, for aught I know.
What do you think?
Think, my lord?
Think, my lord. By heaven, he echoes me. As if there was some monster in his thought, too hideous to be shown. You meant something, I heard you say, but now, you liked not that when Cassio left my wife. What did you not like? If you do love me, show me thy thought.
My lord, you know I love you.
I think you do. And for I know you are full of love and honesty and weigh your words before you give them breath. Therefore, these stops of yours frighten me.
All right. If you say so, McChungus. Do you love me? Do you love me? Don't play your love games.
Nay, yes, there's more in this. I prithee speak to me as to thy thinking.
Good, my lord, pardon me. Though I am bound to every act of duty, I am not bound to that all slaves are free to. Utter my thoughts. Why, say they are vile and false.
You conspire against your friend, Iago, if you but think him wrong and make his ear a stranger to your thoughts.
It were not for your quiet nor your good, nor for my manhood, honesty, or wisdom to let you know my thoughts.
By heaven, I'll know your thought.
Oh, beware, my lord, of jealousy. It is the green-eyed monster which doth mock that meat it feeds on.
Why? Why is this? Do you think I'd make a life of jealousy? No, Iago. I see before I doubt. When I doubt, prove, and on the proof, there is no more but this, away at once with love or jealousy.
I am glad of it. For now I shall have reason to show the love and duty that I bear you with franker spirit. Therefore, as I am bound, receive it from me. Look to your wife. Observe her well with Cassio. Wear your eye thus, not jealous nor secure. I would not have your free and noble nature out of self-bounty be abused. Look to it.
Do you say so?
She did deceive her father, marrying you.
My favorite Shakespeare quote is from Hamlet. It is from Act 3, Scene 3. Hamlet. No. No. Damn it. Damn it. No.
But I do see you're moved. I pray you not to strain my speech to grosser issues, nor to larger reach than to suspicion.
I will not.
Should you do so, my lord, my speech should fall into such vile success.
I don't know, is this TOS? Shakespeare has to be, fine. If it's not, I'm gonna be real sad.
No, not much moved. I do not think that Desdemona is honest.
Long live she so. And long live you to think so.
Farewell. If you do perceive more, let me know more. Set your wife Amelia to observe. Leave me, Iago.
My lord, I take my leave.
If she be false, oh then heaven mocks itself. I'll not believe it.
Oh, now, my dear fellow, your dinner and the generous islanders by you invited to attend your presence.
I am to blame.
Why is your speech so faint? Are you not well?
I have a pain upon my forehead.
Faith, Bethless, watch until away again. Let me but bind your head. Within this hour it will be well again.
Your handkerchief is too little.
Othello puts the handkerchief from him, and Desdemona unwittingly drops it.
Come, I'll go in with you.
I'm very sorry that you are hurt.
They exit, leaving Amelia alone in the garden.
I'm glad I have found this handkerchief. This was her first remembrance from the moor. In recent days, my wayward husband has 100 times wooed me to steal it. But she so loves the token, for Othello conjured her she should ever keep it, that she reserves it evermore about her to kiss and talk to.
All right. Hey, thank you for being here, McChungus Among Us. Send us some music sometime. We're definitely down to hear it. We love you, man, and you have an amazing one now.
What handkerchief? Why, that the Moor first gave to Desdemona. That which so often you did bid me steal?
Has stolen it from her?
You incredible so-and-so.
She let it drop by negligence, and to the advantage I being here took it up. Look, here it is.
A good wench.
Give it me.
What will you do with it that you have been so earnest to have me filch it?
Why, what's that to you?
If it be not for some purpose of import, give it me again. Poor lady, she'll run mad when she shall lack it.
I have use for it. Go, leave me. I will in Cassio's lodging lose this handkerchief and let him find it. Trifles light as air are to the jealous consternation strong as proofs of holy writ. This may do
The only true legend here is you. Well, I think I disagree. I think you're a pretty big legend. I mean, look at that.
To me?
Why, how now, General? No more of that.
Begone, you set me on the rack. I swear to
You are the McChungus among us.
Sorry to hear this.
Villain. Be sure that
Only one of us could be among us.
give me the ocular proof.
Bam, 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 do, do, do.
Make me to see it. I'll have some proof. I'll not endure it.
I see, sir. You are eaten up with passion. I do repent me that I put it to you. You would be satisfied.
Would, nay, I will. Give me a living reason she's disloyal.
I do not like the office. But since I am entered into this cause so far, pricked to it by foolish honesty and love, I will go on. I lay with Cassio lately, and being troubled with a raging tooth, I could not sleep. There are a kind of men so loose of soul that in their sleep will mutter their affairs. One of this kind is Cassio. In sleep, I heard him say, Sweet Desdemona, let us be wary. Let us hide our love. And then, sir, would he grip and wring my hand, cry out, sweet creature, and then kiss me hard as if he plucked up kisses by the roots that grew upon my lips, and then cried, cursed fate that gave thee to the Moor. Monster. 'Tis a shrewd doubt, though it be but a dream. And this may help to thicken other proofs that do demonstrate thinly.
Tear her to pieces.
Nay, but be wise, yet we see nothing done. She may be honest yet. Tell me but this. Have you not sometimes seen a handkerchief spotted with strawberries in your wife's hand?
I gave her such a one. 'Twas my first gift.
I know not that, but such a handkerchief, I'm sure it was your wife's. Did I today see Cassio wipe his beard with?
If be that.
If be that, or any that was hers, it speaks against her with the other proofs.
Now do I see 'tis true. Blood, Iago. Blood.
Then witness that here Iago does give up the execution of his wit, hands, heart, to wronged Othello's service. Let him command. And to obey shall be in me remorse what bloody business ever.
I will upon the instant put you to it. Within these 3 days, let me hear you say that Cassio's not alive.
My friend is dead. 'Tis done at your request. But let her live.
Damn her! Rude minx, damn her!
I'll correct my Shakespeare quote from other time. It's actually becoming challenging to type now. Good night. Good night. Look, I expect you to go get some rest. Get some sleep. We'll see you later.
Autolite is bringing you Richard with Mark, Kathy Lewis, and Elliot Lewis in part 2 of William Shakespeare's Othello. Tonight's presentation in radio's outstanding theater of thrills, Suspense.
May time's the time, eh, Harlow?
Yeah, the time to get an Autolite Stay Full battery, the perfectly performing, peerless producer of prompt propulsions that needs water only 3 times a year in normal car use.
A pretty particular package, Harlow.
Yes, Hap, and that personable power-packed Paragon is persistently prepared to give quick starting power every time. Fiberglass retaining mats protect every positive plate to reduce shedding and flaking and give the Autolite Stay Full battery longer life, as proved by tests conducted according to accepted life cycle standards.
And what's the name again, Harlow?
Why, the Autolite Stay Full, the battery that says right on the case, needs water only 3 times a year in normal car use. Friends, to quickly locate your nearest Autolite battery dealer, just phone Western Union by number and ask for Operator 25.
I'll gladly tell you his name and address.
And remember, from bumper to tail light, you're always right with Autolite.
And now, Autolite brings back to our Hollywood soundstage Richard Widmark, Kathy Lewis, and Elliot Lewis.
Yes, everyone, I think it is time for to go to bed. Oh, who is on right now? Let's see. Simon's on. Cav on. Real Kazoo Gaming. You know what? Real Kaz is real the nice guy.
Well, my good lord.
Give me your hand.
I'll send him to Real Kaz.
Moist, my lady.
Alright, Omega Al, thank you for being awesome. Oh, thank you, Ojima.
Devil here that commonly rebels. Tis a good hand, a frank one.
You may indeed say so, for 'twas that hand that gave away my heart.
A liberal hand.
I cannot speak of this.
Let's see, where is he? Hold up, where is he? Yeah, hugs.
That which I gave you.
I have it not about me.
Not?
No, faith, my lord.
That's a fault. That handkerchief did an Egyptian to my mother give. She dying gave it me and bid me when my fate would have me wife to give it her. I did so. And take heed on it. Make it a darling like your precious
What is
eye.
it?
To lose or give it away.
Is it?
With such perdition as nothing else could match. Most veritable, therefore look to it well.
Real Kazoo Gaming, okay.
Wherefore?
Why do you speak so startling and rash?
Is it lost? Is it gone? Speak, is it out of the way?
Bless.
Say you?
It is not lost, but what an if it were. I say it is not lost.
Touch it, let me see it.
Why, so I can, sir, but I will not now. This is a
Yeah. Alright, guys. Just say, give him a hey. Give him a great time.
a man that all his time has founded his good fortunes on your love, shared danger.
A handkerchief.
Faith, you are to blame.
Yeah, give him a hello, give him a warm welcome, tell him he's awesome, tell him he's amazing, and you don't have to stay, just let him know we care about him. So, I will let you guys go next time. I will see you. Bye-bye.
Why, then 'tis hers, my lord. And being hers, she may, I think, bestow it on any man.
She is protectress of her honor, too. May she give that